Welcome to the City of Miami Commission meeting for April 9th, 2026. I apologize that we're getting started a little bit late. We had some technical difficulties with our system, but we're going to get going right now. We're going to start the meeting with some presentations that we have for folks. These are, we are recognizing staff who participated in our Fit City Challenge, and they came out on top. Fit City was started a couple of years ago by myself and former mayor because we believe a fit city is a city that serves our community well. And it's a lot of fun. We kick it off with a 5K, and throughout the month we have these various challenges. Who loses the most weight? Who hydrates every day at 8 glasses of water? Who gets their cholesterol checked? Who gets their blood pressure checked? All kind of things like that, just so that we are a healthy, fit city, and we get prizes. And this is another way of telling our staff, thank you. You know I never use that, right? Just in case. So let me show you what she gave me. I have never, in all the years that I've chaired the meeting, used this ever. So our first recognition is Miss Medina. Are you in the house? I think this is the one that she put. Okay, here we go. Mr.? How do you pronounce your first name? Jasmani. Oh, Mr. Jasmani, please come forward. I'm going to call everybody. Paula. Paula, are you here? Okay. Paula Mazer. Walker. First name starts with an A. Anaris. I don't want to mess up anyone's name. Okay, this one. Lilia. Here? Maybe? What's her? How do you pronounce that? Liba. Yeah? Paula. Paula. Jasmani. Paula. Anaris. Liba. Bueno, are you here? Pronounce the first name. First name. Daimi. Bueno, is he here? Not yet. Michelle Valdez. And Maria. Last one is Maria. It would be Delgado, but ILLO is at the end. Sí. Estudiar español, but muy difícil. Michelle? Okay. Maria? Okay. Would any one of you like to talk about your experience with the Fit City Challenge?
Well, it was very rewarding to have the opportunity to do this with my peers, and it feels good to have won, and that this is here to motivate us to be healthier.
Yeah, it really made me feel motivated to keep going, keep exercising, being out there, and it's super healthy. You know, it's a healthy competition.
It's a great way to kick off the year with the health challenges and to participate in something that the city brings forward to help us be fitter and healthier.
And we have a new mayor who is just as healthy. She did the Miami half marathon. Come on. And a city that exercises together stays together. when you're healthy, you have less folks calling out sick. And this wasn't just about physical health. It was about our mental health as well, our spiritual health. So thank you guys. We had fun competitions between the police and the fire department and communications, and all of the departments came out. So thank you guys for participating. Thank you for being the stars of this, and we look forward to doing it again next year. Maybe we can do it at the half-year mark, because we kind of give up our New Year's resolutions, goals for health, and it just keeps us all motivated. So thank you. Thank you. Oh, wait a minute. Come, let's get a picture. Under the seal. Under the seal. This time, we are going to have Pastor Garth Doughton of Tabernacle Seventh-day Adventist Church to lead us in prayer. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to invite us at this time, if we can just bow our heads for prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you today with gratitude and humility, recognizing that all wisdom, authority, and leadership ultimately come from you. We thank you for our city, for its people, its diversity, its opportunities, and even the challenges that call us to grow stronger together. Thank you for our city officials who serve faithfully and selflessly. Grant each one wisdom beyond their own understanding. Give clarity in moments of complexity, and give courage when decisions are difficult. Help each leader, O God, not to lead for personal gain, but for the good of all, seeking justice, practicing integrity, and walking in humility. Lord, give each leader listening hearts that hear not only the loudest voices, but also the quiet cries of those who may feel unseen and even unheard. Let compassion guide policies and fairness shape those decisions. We pray for protection over our leaders, their families, and over our city, and over our great country of the United States. Strengthen our leaders when they feel overwhelmed and the weight of responsibility is upon them. Remind each one that their work makes a positive impact. May each one serve with purpose and a renewed vision. Bless our city with peace. Let it be a place where people care for one another and differences are celebrated and respected. May everything done on this agenda today reflect a commitment to do what is right, what is just, what brings life and hope to each and every person in this city. Keep our leaders, O God. Bless them. Bless their families, and bless each and every one who's here present. This we pray in your name. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Commissioner Rosado, would you say the Pledge of Allegiance for us, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, would you please read your statement for the record?
Yes, Madam Chair. Thank you. George Wysong, City Attorney, City of Miami. Detailed information about the processes, order of business, rules of procedure, and scheduling or rescheduling of City Commission meetings can be found in Chapter 2, Article 2 of the City Code, a copy of which is available online at www.municode.com. Any person who is a lobbyist pursuant to Chapter 2, Article 6 of the City Code must register with the City Clerk and comply with the related city requirements for lobbyists before appearing before the City Commission. A person may not lobby a city official, board member, or staff member until registering. A copy of the code section about lobbyists is available in the city clerk's office or online at www.municode.com. Any person making a presentation, formal request, or petition to the City Commission concerning real property must make the disclosures required by the City Code in writing. A copy of the City Code section is available at the office of the City Clerk or online at www.municode.com. The City of Miami requires that anyone requesting action by the City Commission must disclose before the hearing any consideration provided or committed to anyone for agreement to support or withhold objection to the requested action pursuant to City Code Section 2-8. Any documents offered to the City Commission that have not been provided 7 days before this meeting as part of the agenda materials will be entered into the record at the City Commission's discretion. In accordance with Section 2-33F and G of the City Code, the agenda and the material for each item on the agenda is available during business hours at the City Clerk's office and online 24 hours a day at www.miamigov.com. The meeting of the Miami City Commission is a limited public forum. Any person may be heard by the City Commission through the chair for not more than 2 minutes on any proposition before the City Commission unless modified by the chair. Public comment will begin at approximately 9:35 a.m. and remain open until public comment is closed by the chairperson. Any person making offensive remarks or who becomes unruly in the City Commission chambers will be barred from further attending City Commission meetings and may be subject to arrest. No clapping, applauding, heckling, or verbal outbursts in support or opposition to a speaker or his or her remarks shall be permitted. No signs or placards shall be allowed in the Commission chambers. Persons exiting the Commission chambers shall do so quietly. Members of the public wishing to address the body may do so by submitting written comments via the online comment form. Please visit www.miamigov.com/meeting instructions for detailed instructions on how to provide public comment using the online public comment form. The comments submitted through the comment form have and will be distributed to the elected officials, their staff, and city administrations throughout the day so that the elected officials may consider the comments prior to taking any action. Additionally, the online comment form will remain open during the meeting to accept comments and distribute to the elected officials, their staff, and the city administration up until the chairperson closes public comment. Public comment may also be provided here live at City Hall, located at 3500 Pan American Drive, Miami, Florida, subject to any and all city rules as they may be amended. If the proposition is being considered or rescheduled, the opportunity to be heard may be at such later date before the City Commission takes action on such proposition. When addressing the City Commission, the member of the public must first state their name, their address, and what item will be spoken about. Any person with a disability requiring assistance, auxiliary aids, and services for this meeting may notify the City Clerk. The City has provided different public comment methods to indicate, among other things, the public support, opposition, or neutrality on the items and topics to be discussed at the City Commission meeting in compliance with Section 286.0114 4C Florida statutes. The public has been given the opportunity to provide public comment during the meeting within reasonable proximity and time before the meeting. Please note, commissioners have generally been briefed by staff and the City Attorney's Office on items on the agenda today. Anyone wishing a verbatim record of an item considered at this meeting may request it at the Office of Communications or view it online at www.miamigov.com. For PZ items today, PZ items shall proceed according to Section 7.1.4 of the Miami 21 Zoning Ordinance. Parties for any PZ items, including any applicant, appellant, appellee, city staff, and any person recognized by the decision-making body as qualified intervener, as well as the applicant's representatives and any experts testifying on behalf of the applicant, appellant, or appellee may be present physically at City Hall to be sworn in by oath or affirmation by the City Clerk. The members of the City Commission shall disclose any ex parte communications to remove the presumption of prejudice pursuant to Florida Statute, Section 286.0115 and Section 7.1.4.5 of the Miami 21 Zoning Ordinance. The order of presentation shall be as set forth in Miami 21 and in the City Code. Staff will briefly present each item to be heard. The applicant will present its application or request to the City Commission. If the applicant agrees with the staff recommendation, the City Commission may proceed to its deliberation and decision. The applicant may also waive the right to an evidentiary hearing on the record. For appeals, the appellant will present its appeal to the City Commission, followed by the appellee. Staff will be allowed to make any recommendations they may have. Please silence all cell phones and other noise-making devices. Lastly, this meeting can be viewed live on Miami TV, the city's Facebook page, the city's Twitter page, the city's YouTube channel, and the Comcast Channel 77. The broadcast will also have closed captioning. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. Mr. City Clerk, would you please read your statement?
Thank you, Chair King. The procedures for individuals who will be providing testimony will be sworn in for planning and zoning items and any quasi-judicial items on today's City Commission agenda will be as follows. The members of city staff or any other individuals who are required to be sworn in who are currently present at City Hall will be sworn in by me, the city clerk, immediately after I finish explaining these procedures. Those individuals who are appearing remotely may be sworn in now or at any time prior to the individual providing testimony for planning and zoning items and or quasi-judicial items. Commissioners, are you comfortable with all the notice provisions set forth in these uniform rules of procedures we have established for this meeting?
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Commissioners. Chair, may I administer the oath?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you will be speaking on any of today's planning and zoning items, those are the PZ items. May I please have you stand and raise your right hand?
Todd, I'm getting some feedback from the audience that they can't hear you. Really? Yeah, they said they can't hear.
My apologies, Chair. I'll speak closer to the microphone.
Better? Better?
Do you solemnly or swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give at today's hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And your response is? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Mr. City Manager, do you have any items that will be deferred or withdrawn from this agenda?
Good morning, Madam Chair, Madam Mayor, Commissioners. At this time, the administration would like to defer and/or withdraw the following items. SR1 to be withdrawn, RE4 deferred until April 23rd, and BC2 deferred until April 23rd. That completes our items.
Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry.
Absolutely. SR1 to be withdrawn, RE4 deferred until April 23rd, BC2 deferred until April 23rd.
Thank you.
Mr. City Attorney, I believe we have a pocket item.
Chair, I have the pocket item in my possession.
Would you please read the title for the record?
Thank you. It pertains to a pocket item board appointment by Commissioner Escalona. And basically, it's a resolution of the Miami City Commission appointing a certain individual as a member of the Code Enforcement Board for a term as designated herein. The appointee's name is Moshi Malka, and obviously being nominated by Commissioner Rolando Escalona to the District 3 seat on the Code Enforcement Board. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Gentlemen, are there any items that you would like to have withdrawn or deferred from this agenda?
No.
No, Madam Chair, I just have some co-sponsors that I want to, I can do that later.
Our city clerk is going to do that.
Okay.
May I have a motion to set the agenda?
Motion.
Move.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion, the agenda is set, and at this time, anyone who wishes to speak for public comment, please step forward, 5 at a time. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. My name is Ulises Arias, and I live at 7171 Southwest 5 Terrace. And I'm here to speak regarding the Loveland Trail development. Good morning, Honorable Mayor and distinguished members of the Commission. My name is Ulises Arias, and I'm a real estate broker in the city of Miami. I raised today in strong support of the Loveland Trail. I'm very familiar with the property. It's a Dade County Public School property. I live about 5-6 blocks from there. It used to be a transportation terminal. As a matter of fact, I'm very surprised why they haven't been cited, because the buildings are kind of falling apart, and it's the property that looks the worst in the area. Miami-Dade County faces a persistent teacher shortage, largely driven by the high cost of living in Miami-Dade County compared to the salary that they receive. Affordable, well-located housing will play a large role in retaining and obtaining new teachers for Dade County Public Schools. The location is excellent, in my view, because it sits right next to two important corridors, 3 blocks away from 826, about 4 blocks away from 836. So it's very helpful for any teachers or staff from Miami-Dade County Public School to move around the county, and they'll be very well located. So I urge all of you to vote in support. This is a great initiative. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor Higgins, Chair King, Commissioners Horacio Stewart Aguirre as Chair of the Miami River Commission. Before you for 4 items real quickly. Thanking Commissioner Gabella for strong sponsorship of the Allapattah CRA. the Miami River Commission strongly supports the creation of the Allapattah CRA. The Miami River District is in Allapattah, and it's probably the largest portion. So we strongly support the Allapattah CRA. Commissioner Pardo, I know that you've worked closely with Commissioner Gabella. He's expressed your appreciation for that. So thank you very much, gentlemen. Commissioner Gabella, Mayor Higgins, we thank you also for your efforts to clean up Wagner-Siebold Creek. That is the most polluted body of water in the state of Florida. And I'd like to mention strongly that that pollution does not originate in the Miami River. It is solely, uniquely to this particular tributary, and it originates largely from the area around 20th Street, mostly human pollution, feces to be specific. So we strongly support the little machines, the little vacuum cleaners that will be in the water. They in no way replace the large scavenger 45, 50-foot boats. Those do a wonderful, heroic job, but they cannot go into the shallow waters and the narrow waters of Siebold. Commissioner Pardo, we strongly support the funding for Fort Dallas Park for the Ford Workers House. That is a historic in the city of Miami, and thank you for that. Willie Gort is something that did not come up before the River Commissioner, but Vice Chair Murley, Brett Bebeau, and I strongly support the creation of the Willie Gort Way. Many people remember Willie Gort as a commissioner. Few people know that he was also mayor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you,
morning.
Good morning, commissioners, mayor, city attorney. My name is Chaplain Stanley Young, 500 Northwest 2nd Avenue here in Miami. I always enjoy coming down here, sharing with you guys concerning the issues that I see on a weekly basis on the streets of Miami. And that's really the plight of those who are coming out of our prisons and jails. Mayor, I have called your office several times to try to get a meeting and sat down with you and the city manager to really go over what you are doing and what really needs to be done in this particular area. But I'm speaking on the PH items, PH 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I love to see what you're doing concerning housing. You're moving greatly. Chairwoman, I want to say thank you for the first-time homes buyer. It's really helping those ones who are getting into that home that they really need. But we still need to continue to push. We still need to develop homes people need to live in, people need to habitate in, because I meet homeless people every week on the streets who need a place to stay, an affordable house to live in. So I'm here to encourage each and every one of you. Continue to press forward. Sir, Mr. Razzo, I want to meet with you. I want to talk with you concerning this particular subject. I understand it's a passion of yours. And I just here just to share my heart. I'm not here complaining. I'm not here to pull nobody down. I'm here to lift us up. You know, when I pull you down, I go down too. So let's continue to work on housing. Thank you. God bless. May you have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Elvis Cruz, 631 Northeast 57th Street. For item PZ1, it's important to know the big picture on citywide density. In 2016, the Planning Department calculated Miami's maximum density potential, and they found the city was already zoned to allow the construction of 8 times more housing units than were counted in the 2010 census. So we were already zoned to enable 8 times that population. That factor of 8 was before adding subsequent special area plans, before adding or transferring bonus density for affordable housing like this item today, before adding bonus floors to transit-oriented developments or via transfer of development rights, which can then buy transfer of development density, before any Live Local Act buildings, before ADUs, before adding rapid transit zoning, before adding transit station neighborhood developments, before adding Commissioner Pardo's 48-story high-rise condos on Watson Island, before all the upzonings that have happened since 2016, before adding Commissioner Pardo's doubling of density in Edgewater, before adding any other height and density bonuses that have been invented since then. There have been several. It's hard to keep track. We don't have the infrastructure to handle all that density. It's not just about traffic. There's also potable water supply, sewage treatment capacity, garbage disposal capacity, per capita park space, and hurricane evacuation time. Miami 21 and the comp plan speak of protecting neighborhood character and scale. At a minimum, you should exclude historic districts and NCDs from this legislation. Please stop the insanity. Please vote no on anything that increases height or density. In closing, I'd like to ask everyone here who is in opposition to PZ1,
Thank you.
please raise your hands and
Elvis,
be
thank you.
recognized.
Please, no
Thank you, everyone.
clapping. No clapping if you want to go like that.
And Madam Chair, one thing, I know there's a policy not to mention a commissioner's name specifically, so they're not weaponized politically from the outside. And I think that should be followed if that's the policy.
Why is that not a freedom of speech issue?
Thank you. For everybody. That's a sticky, they say it, they catch me off guard, I've said it, and for me, I don't care if they say my name or not. And I try to get it through, but, you know.
For the record, I don't care either, but if there's a policy, then there's a policy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Mayor, and City Manager. Terrell Fritz, Director of the Flagler Bid, but speaking today as a homesteaded resident at 111 East Flagler Street in downtown Miami on the DI-4 issue. We continually hear that residents contribute 58% of the DDA budget, but most of that contribution comes from non-homesteaded units, investment properties, rentals, and second homes that function as commercial real estate. Homestead residents contribute under 9% of the DDA budget, and the per unit cost, often less than $100 per unit, is minimal. This is not a double tax. It's a modest contribution towards cleanliness, safety, and public realm improvements that drive property values and livability. Most importantly, downtown Miami should not be viewed as competing districts, Brickell versus downtown versus Edgewater. We have an identity issue. The word downtown is used to mean both the historic Flagler core and downtown Miami as a whole. Yet anyone flying into MIA can quickly see where downtown Miami is. It's a dense, unmistakable skyline. Flagler is not, it's a part of downtown, but it is not the entirety. Downtown Miami should be understood instead as a mosaic of neighborhoods: Brickell Village, Brickell Key, West Brickell, the Flagler mixed-use neighborhood, Miami Central, Miami World Center, the Arts and Entertainment District, and Edgewater, each at different points in the development cycle, but all interdependent. There will be moments when stronger neighborhoods support those still emerging or those that have seen better days, but the DDA is the only mechanism we have to address the downtown as a whole. The question is not whether residents are overpaying. It's how we ensure that this modest contribution continues to deliver real value to downtown Miami. I'm going to now invite you all to join us this weekend for Heritage Days on Flagler to celebrate 130 years since Henry Flagler brought the FEC into downtown Miami. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Henrietta Schwartz, and I live at 2627 South Bayshore Drive. Thank you all for being here and listening to us, because residents take their time to come here and speak to you and want to speak to your faces, not to while you're looking at your screens or your phones or talking to others. You started the meeting with a great thing, which was complimenting people on health. Health and wellness of this city is so important, and you're giving a proclamation today for it. Yet we are seeing our parks disappear. I am in favor of RE8. I support Commissioner Pardo on that initiative, and I hope you will too. On PZ1, let's get to the gorillas in the room, because, as you notice, there are many people here on PZ1, and they are looking to you, Madam Mayor, to offer something to the residents, because 25 of us showed up to a PZAB meeting where this was deferred. 36 of us showed up to the PZAB meeting that was canceled because it was held on Passover. Wow, that's not an important holiday for anybody. And now here we are, asking you to reconsider, because this is not a holistic amendment, and everybody knows it, because given a little chink in the mail, the developers go bananas. And then you tell us you can't do anything because you're going to be sued. Well, we know differently. You have the power. You are sitting here. You are our representatives. And the residents are here begging you to reconsider an amendment that is going to dramatically change the face of historic and NCDs. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Debbie Dolson, 4205 Lenox Drive, Coconut Grove. I'd first like to speak about RE8, the allocation of funds. I'm very much in favor of this because we all know that West Grove needs affordable housing, and the residents are increasingly unable to find that there. Over almost 60 years that I've lived here, I have seen so many changes in West Grove. And I've volunteered at the Coconut Grove Crisis Food Pantry for over 10 years and have met person after person after person that needs a roof over their heads that they can afford. We can help at our food pantry with food, but we cannot help with affordable housing, but that is something that you can do. So I hope that all of you will consider this and approve the funds allocated for affordable housing. Park improvements and playground equipment in District 2. How can you say no to the kids? My sister, my own children, and now my grandchildren are playing in the same park, the neighborhood park close to where we live. That's 3 generations. And it's our responsibility to keep those parks safe, have good equipment, and maintenance for the future, for the next generation. PZ1, the transfer of development density, you're going to hear a lot from a lot of people. I'd just like to say that this may be good for District 5. I understand that, and I think that's fine, but not citywide. Not for the NCDs, which explicitly target controlled density. One size does not fit all, so please exclude historic districts and NCDs from PZ1. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm not going to jump in right now on PZ1. I was one of the gorillas that was there at these meetings. If it was deferred at PZAB, which I used to be the vice chair of, I think you should wait until PZAB hears it before taking it up. But I'll leave others to that. I wanted to thank Commissioner Pardo for paying attention as he has to the West Grove and trying to get money to do that. But it really layers into my more important message is, I think this commission and the city are really making a mistake putting all, and I know Christine King, this is dear to your heart, concentrating on providing roofs over people's heads, which is important. We have a housing crisis. But high rises are not the only way we should go. You should bring Liz Platers-Lyberg back here again. She has lots of ways we can increase our density without just building high rises. I built 2 dozen homes in the West Grove back in the 90s and early 2000s when land admittedly was cheap. Maybe you can't do single family homes, but eyes on the street, people walking their dogs, kids, they don't really exist so much in high-rises. There's a place for high-rises, but not in our neighborhoods which are growing extinct. So I'd like to leave you with that. One last thing, with regarding to RE4, which has been deferred. Thank you, Mayor, for doing exactly what you said you were going to do. And I will just leave you with this. I would like to reduce the burden on you, commissioners. I really think we need 9 commission districts. It's going to come before you because there's a ballot initiative that's going to be coming up. And I'd like you to think about neighborhoods and how you each could represent the neighborhoods where you can concentrate your efforts and be more responsive to the people. And the city lays out perfectly in 9 districts according to the Voting Rights Act. And if you will just really take a hard look at that, I think you'll be happier, your citizens will be happier. Let's go to 9 districts and let the people vote on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mayor.
Good morning.
John Dolson, 4205 Lennox Drive, Coconut Grove. I want to say really strongly support the allocation of funds it's in RE8 for Village West. A lot of good stuff has happened this year. The Varick Pool's about to open up. There's a lot of really good stuff going there. Keep it up. That's the right thing to do. In terms of PZ1, transfer of development density, we really need to protect our NCDs. One size does not fit all. And we've got to do something about the density increase. So I'd say no. Also, since you didn't show up, P&Z didn't show up, and the public didn't have a chance to comment on it, at the very least, let the public have a meeting with PZ before you vote on this thing. And one last thing, I want to echo something that Andy just said. I am thrilled to be looking at you guys in this commission, which is a relatively new commission. We've swapped a bunch of people out. Some bad actors are gone. We've got our new mayor. I'm really thrilled with what we've got up on the dais. Now, I want 9 of you, not 5 of you. We have 100,000 people per commissioner that you represent. I'd prefer to have it down there at 35 or 40 like a national average. We're at the bottom 8 of 100 cities. Give me a chance to walk your district and really get to know people. So anyway, keep up the good work, and let's get more of you with the Stronger Miami Commission. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Reynold Martin at 3325 Percival Avenue in Coconut Grove. I'm here on behalf of St. James Baptist Church, Homeowners and Tenants Association of West Grove, and Grove Rights and Community Equity, where I serve as the president. And I want to thank you for, Commissioner, all that you're doing in Coconut Grove. We certainly need the help. We've been displaced. You know how much we've been displaced in that area. And the money that's being proposed for affordable housing is phenomenal. And we appreciate the effort that you're making in our community, as well as trying to protect our parks. I grew up in Coconut Grove, and I'd like to see some things improved there, especially in the parks, where our kids, spend a lot of their time. We oppose SR1. Not SR1, I'm sorry. PH1. And I think that Miami 21 protects the NCDs. We need a protection. Please consider what's happening with us in Coconut Grove. Like I said, one size does not fit all. We need protection in District 2, and we would appreciate your consideration of not passing this if it negatively impacts us in that district. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Kyle Hazelwood. I reside at 1424 Northeast Miami Place, and I'm here to speak on DI4 and RE8. As a young downtown resident, the rapid redevelopment and revitalization of my neighborhood is very inspiring to me. A robust urban core signals a thriving metropolis. This is why the DDA is so important to our neighborhood. Having an organization that's charged with stimulating small business growth, ensuring our streets are kept clean and free of graffiti, and attracting businesses to our neighborhood that would otherwise take their business elsewhere, ensures that during this pivotal moment for downtown, smaller players are not left behind. If the DDA did not reinvest this money into our neighborhood, what would our neighborhood look like? How many businesses that we enjoy would not be there? How many storefronts would still be boarded up while new towers rise? If you have $1 million property, you pay around $450 a year to the DDA. That's $37.50 a month, which is around what I pay for Netflix and Hulu, and those companies definitely don't beautify my neighborhood. Investing in downtown should be a top priority for our city. This sentiment is also why I support the allocation of funds from the Public Benefit Trust Fund for affordable housing and park improvement within District 2. In my view, it is only fair that funds collected within our district be reinvested into our public spaces. With more and more development occurring in our district and more people moving to our neighborhood, it will only become more crucial that we invest in maintaining our parks and affordable housing. Additionally, people come from all over the county to enjoy our parks, so it's important that we combat wear and tear and invest in maintaining them. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Madam Mayor, Town Manager. My name is Ailette Rodriguez Diaz, Administrative Director with Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Our address is 1450 Northeast 2nd Avenue. My suite is 776, Miami, Florida 33132. On behalf of Miami-Dade County Public Schools, we are here in support of item RE13. This item advances affordable and workforce housing, prioritizing our teachers and the Miami-Dade County Public Schools workforce while allowing for on-site educational space to support our students and the community. This item also reflects strong alignment between the city and the school district, including our shared goals of housing stability, educational opportunities, and building a sustainable workforce pipeline. We appreciate the partnership and look forward to moving this work forward together. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Marlene Irvin. I live at 3066 Washington Street in North Coconut Grove. Good morning to all of you and Mayor. I'd like to speak on RE8. I support this investment in affordable housing and parks in District 2, directing development-related public benefits to affordable housing and park improvements is a very constructive use of those dollars, especially when it helps neighborhood stability and quality of life. So thank you. To go unnamed.
Thank you.
Second, on PZ1, please do not move forward with this expansion without evidence that the current program is working and without a clear understanding of the cumulative impacts of development as outlined by Elvis. If this item advances, NCDs and historic districts must be expressly carved out, and if added density is being granted in the name of affordable housing, then affordable or workforce housing should be required as part of this proposal. On the changing of the mayor's election, it's too narrow and risks creating more confusion. This is not real reform. The broader Stronger Miami petition supports a more comprehensive approach. Even-year elections for both the mayor and the commission, expanding representation from 5 to 9 districts, and fair redistricting rules that keep neighborhoods whole and prevent partisan manipulation. 20,000 signatures have already been submitted and are being verified to get this on the ballot. So why don't we look towards that? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Council members, good morning, or commissioners, Madam Mayor. Sounds good to say that. Mr. Manager, good morning. State Representative Alex Rizzo, District 112, 601 West 43rd Place in Hialeah, Florida. Thank you for allowing me over Flagler without many problems. I have the great honor of representing a large portion of the city of Miami, and I'm here to speak on RE13, affordable housing and workforce housing. I am in support in general of this item. I think that Miami is poised right now to show the rest of the state and the rest of the nation what we can do when we start using land to help ease one of the worst situations that we have, and it's a housing crisis. So not just the number of units, but the affordability of units. And it's making people leave Miami-Dade County, as you know. And so even though Florida is growing, South Florida is growing in different sections and different areas. And so I think that obviously the final details and working with the school board need to be hashed out. But I think that with this, you can do so many things with this one agenda, and you can lead. And Miami-Dade and City of Miami can lead in so many places. County of Hillsborough is starting to close schools. Broward County is closing schools. Miami-Dade County is now starting to talk about what they do with land and the number of schools that have to be part of a contraction. But it's a reimagining of what the school system can do with its municipalities. So I urge you to move quickly. obviously look at the details and work with the school board, but I think that working hand in hand, that this can be something that is laudable for the rest of the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you for your service. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair. My name is Antonio Divine. I live at 328 Southwest 71st Avenue, Miami, Florida, 33144. And probably I am one of the nails that through history bother a lot this city, because I tend to fight for the citizens' right. I'm here to speak about ER 13, the apartments or low-income housing for teachers, which I support because I feel teachers is a profession that is forgotten. They are underpaid. They don't have enough to pay sometimes the housing here, and they have to live very far to get. I live 1 block away from where that's going to be built, and that land is totally abandoned for years. I've been complaining to different mayors through the years to fix it, but nothing has been done. So I do support the building, but my fear is, as now, is that for the longest time, the neighbors been asking to put some kind of speed bumps or something to stop the traffic around there. And I just can't imagine the amount of traffic and the speed that we're going to have once those apartments are built. I mean, there are 425 units. So we are a small neighborhood. I've been living there since 1977, and I've seen how the neighborhood has deteriorated. I see Coconut Grove going fantastic, Alapata looking beautiful, and just now, under Commissioner Rosado, I've seen that they're planting trees, fixing at least the sidewalks.
Thank you.
So please, put your heart and make the right choice.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Madam Mayor, Commissioners. My name is Carolyn Donaldson. I am the Vice Chair for Grace, Grove Rights, and Community Equity, Inc. I'm here to convey that Grace strongly supports agenda item RE8, which allocates $15 million for affordable housing and park improvements in District 2, as proposed by Commissioner Damian Pardo. These funds were generated from development within the district and should be invested back into our communities and supporting housing in Little Bahamas and enhancing the quality of life for families, seniors, and for children throughout the neighborhoods. However, as it relates to PZ1, we must be clear. Grace cannot support this item as presented. Under Miami 21, neighborhood conservation districts, NCDs, are essential protections that preserve the character and the cultural identity of the Grove. And so we would like to guard against overdevelopment and displacement. These NCDs must be explicitly carved out of this legislation. Absent that protection and the satisfactory redraft, we're obligated to withhold our support. We're not opposed to the development, but it must be responsible, must be balanced, and it must protect existing residents. Development should not come at the cost of displacement. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chair, board members, Mayor. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Janine Pickens. I am an Overtown resident and small business owner. I previously submitted a one-page proposal requesting the establishment of a small business micro-grant pilot program, and I provided clarification to staff on February 13, 2026. I want to reiterate for the record that this is not an application for an existing grant cycle, but a request for board direction to establish a consistent and transparent framework for Overtown-based small businesses. As the board considers multiple grant awards and development-related funding today, I am requesting that the existing Overtown-based small businesses be intentionally included in these opportunities moving forward. I respectfully request staff review and guidance on next step. Thank you. I had to read to make sure I stay within time, okay? Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Paris Wallace, 2678 Tiger Tail. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm here to speak on two things quickly. The first is RE8, which I support. I think it's much needed funds and very well stewarded by our commissioner in D2. Secondly, I'd like to talk about PZ1. Like everyone has said, I'm also opposed. I think NCD should be carved out, but I really think it goes to a broader issue. When everyone here raises their hands because they have to come and speak on these issues, I think it's because there's no master plan. We don't know what we're building towards. We know what the problems are. We don't know what we're building towards. And the leadership that I see around the dais today can definitely figure this out. So as opposed to having plans that make us all show up with upset, tell us where we're going in the next 10 years, in the next 25 years. Tell us the plan, how we're going to get there on affordability, infrastructure, what the city is going to look like, and so we can come up and support you and say, yes, we are for this plan. And when a proposal like this comes up, you can say, hey, here's the master plan. Here's how it fits within this master plan. Here's why it makes sense. Here's why we want your support. And we will come and we will help you do that work. But as long as we have a disjointed, unclear future, it's very hard for us as a city to be able to understand where we're going and to support the wonderful leaders who we put on the dais to be able to represent and build these plans. So thank you so much for your time, and hopefully you'll reconsider and send this back to PZAB, and the PZAB meeting will happen, and so the residents will actually get their say on this. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the Commission, Mayor, and City Manager, who's pulling off a suit I could never pull off. My name is Joseph Salzberg, 333 Southeast 2nd Avenue, Suite 3200 in beautiful downtown Miami, Florida, 33131. Many of you know that I've had the honor of representing the DDA for nearly a decade as external counsel, mostly focused on soliciting and garnering health and human services as well as infrastructure funds. I've had the opportunity to work under 4 separate chairs, mostly working with Chairman Reyes, may he rest in peace, and his staff, and then most recently with Chairman Rosado, who's really hit the ground running. I got up today because I wanted to talk about my family's personal story to the DDA and downtown Miami, not so much my professional capacity. In 1968, my grandfather, who came from Cuba and New York, immigrated to Miami, and with 4 other Jewish Cuban retailer families, 3 others, purchased 144 East Flagler. Part of my family still owns that building today. They were not real estate folks, they were retailers. 1968, they came here 1 year after the DDA was created. My father and my grandfather, my uncle, over the next 40 years had up to 7 stores in downtown Miami, A Sports, Planet Reebok, Nike Shop. And I will tell you, as somebody who grew up in Westchester but spent all his time in downtown working in those stores, the DDA over those 40 years was an incredible partner. Really was. Is the DDA perfect? No, no organization is. But I wanted to say that over the last 40 years, my family has thrived, now not so much in retail, with the DDA as partnership. We got to employ over that time a lot of folks that lived in the area. I want to share that story. I remain available to speak with any of you. But the DDA's work is important to our urban core. Is there refinement that can happen? Absolutely. But please don't abandon the work that they're doing. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Madam Mayor, and Commissioners. Liliana Collazo, 201 South Biscayne Boulevard, Suite 2600, Miami, Florida, 33131. I would like to read into the record a letter that was transmitted to the Honorable Mayor and members of the City Commission from Joseph S. Geller, School Board Member, District 3 from the Miami-Dade Public Schools. Dear Mayor and Commissioners, I write to you in my capacity as a member of the Miami-Dade County Public School Board representing District 3, which includes the Brickell community. As you engage in ongoing discussions regarding the role and future of the Miami Downtown Development Authority, I respectfully offer my strong support for the agency and its continued work in the urban core. I have seen firsthand the meaningful and sustained impact the DDA has had on public education in downtown Miami, particularly at Southside Preparatory Academy, a school located in Brickell that serves families from across the broader downtown area. The DDA has consistently demonstrated that it is more than an economic development entity. It is a community partner. Through initiatives such as food drives, toy giveaways, and direct engagement with families, the DDA has provided critical support that helps ensure students are able to succeed both inside and outside the classroom. Most significantly, the DDA has played an active role in advancing the expansion of Southside Preparatory Academy. Through staff time, advocacy, and sustained engagement, the DDA helped support efforts to bring forward a new school facility in an area that has long needed additional public school capacity. Equally important was its role in championing an innovative concept, integrating affordable workforce housing for teachers within the school itself. This forward-thinking approach strengthens our schools and helps address broader challenges facing our educators and our city. Even in more recent efforts, the DDA continues to create opportunities for our students.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Mayor Higgins, happy to see you all. My name is Camilo Mejia. I am the Senior Director of Catalyst Miami. We are at 3250 Southwest 3rd Avenue. We are a member of the Public Land for Public Good Coalition, and I'm here to speak on DI1, and basically just to make the same arguments that we have been making for years. Now that this item has come up again, we really support the district commissioner's goal of building affordable housing in the project, but we feel that community participation, meaningful community participation, is going to be vital for any project. We believe that community members should also have a seat at the selection board, and we think that community participation leading up to even a community benefits agreement should be the norm, not only for this project, but for all use of public land by the city. And while we're at that, I'd also like to say that we support RE 13. Needless to say, we have an affordable housing crisis, and helping our teachers remain in our community should be a priority for everyone. So please vote yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Chairwoman King, Madam Mayor, members of the Commission. I'm Yules Cleckley. I'm CEO of The Underline, and I'm here to speak in support of RE 13. The Underline, we all know, is a 10-mile transportation corridor that connects communities. Within our corridor, we have approximately 114,000 residents and 24 schools that we help serve. But we also understand the importance of affordable housing or workforce housing, and having that access to transportation corridors from a regional perspective is very critical to the success of the city of Miami and Miami-Dade County as a whole. So this particular project, referencing RE 13, not only supports teachers, but also supports our community. Workforce housing is good policy to help support and help fund, and it essentially allows the ease of recruiting highly qualified educators to come and actually live and work in Miami-Dade County. So the Ludlam Trail is a regional spine very similar to the Underline, and these 4 blocks that are being proposed to be built really provides an advancement in regional connectivity and helps us move forward with the Miami Loop, which creates additional regional connectivity from a mobility, safety, and accessibility standpoint. So using the public trust funds makes sense, it's good policy, and it really helps to build out community-serving infrastructure. So we support this item. We support our teachers here in the city of Miami, and we support connectivity. And we're asking you to vote yes on RE 13. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, Chairwoman and Commissioners. My name is Angela Ramusgo, and I serve as a legislative aide for County Commissioner Natalie Leon Orbis. I'm here today on her behalf to express support on Resolution number 13 sponsored by Commissioner Rosado. So this 4.8 million allocation is a direct investment in affordable and workforce housing. That is something that our families urgently need. It's focused on real results, more housing opportunities, and better infrastructure for our community. So we appreciate Commissioner Rosado's leadership on this, and we respectfully ask for your favorable support on this resolution. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Geneva Claus, and I live at 355 Southwest 26th Street. I'm here with PAC today, and I'm here in support of RE13. We definitely support the item for more affordable and workforce housing. We just want to add our caveat that a lot of affordable and workforce housing doesn't necessarily reflect the salaries that people are making in Miami-Dade County. We know that the calculations that when they're done countywide or citywide, they get skewed up by the very wealthy. So for example, an average teacher salary is $51,000 a year in Miami-Dade County. That's a little bit below 60% AMI as it's calculated right now. That salary income is less for custodians, for maintenance workers, for food service workers that all are employed by Miami-Dade Public Schools. So we just want to make sure that the income charts and AMIs are actually reflective of the people that we're supposed to be housing in this facility. We know that thousands of people are leaving Miami-Dade County, city of Miami every year because they can't afford to live here. So we absolutely need affordable housing. We definitely support the building of affordable and workforce housing. We just ask that it's actually representative of our workforce. For example, 120% AMI, the market rate can be charged $2,600. When the average studio apartment is $2,100. So workforce housing that we're subsidizing with our public dollars is actually more expensive than just market rate apartments. So we just need to make sure that it's actually reflective in helping our community. I also want to, while I'm here, support the GSA lot to actually create affordable housing and public benefits on public land. It's a really rare opportunity that we get something that we can actually include the residents of that area in the process and create benefits for them. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Andre Barnes, the director of the Miami Police Athletic League. I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you to the commissioners and to the mayor for all the support that you've given to our over 1,100 kids that we serve throughout the city of Miami. All of the programs that we have include athletics, mentoring, and academic support for the youth in the city of Miami throughout all districts. And we want to be able to continue to support those youth as we continue to try to help, especially those underserved communities that we have. I also want to say thank you for your support with PH3 as we did the CDBG grant and granting us those funds to help support our youth. Those funds will go towards increasing the amount of girls that we serve. So we have a couple of new girl programs that we're starting, as well as our mentorship program, specifically our Explorers who have done so well. We have over 70 police Explorers, as well as our academic support that we have with our STEM programming, which we currently have at Edison Park in Little Haiti, but we want to expand to the south end. So we want to continue to say thank you to those kids and to the community, and we want to continue to just hope that you bless us with your support as we continue in 2026 and beyond. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Mayor, City Commissioners, my name is Robert Crapsey, and I live at 3229 Mary Street. I had to take off work to be here today. I don't want to be here today, but I know exactly what happens when you allow loopholes like PZ1 to pierce our neighborhoods. The last time an ordinance like this was in front of the Miami Commission, a loophole promising transit-oriented benefits was put in place without any public notice or comment. Because of that, the planned 5-story development right behind my single-family home, a project called The Well, was allowed to morph into a 123-foot tall concrete behemoth. Now I get to watch that tower rise over my bedroom. It will be filled with multi-million-dollar condos and a massive parking garage. The transit benefit was a complete fiction, meant to pad the profits of developers, while my community is the one paying the price. So it's evident that it is evident that I do have to pay attention to these. I have to miss work and stand in this room because if I don't, my home and my neighborhood will continue to pay the price. And that brings us to why we are here today. Zoning codes exist for one primary reason: predictability. When a family buys a home in Miami, they do so trusting the rules of their neighborhood. Neighborhood conservation districts aren't just arbitrary lines on a map. They are a promise made by the city. This new TDD amendment breaks that promise. We all recognize the need for affordable housing, but pasting that label on a policy doesn't change what the text actually does. This amendment acts as a backdoor for hyperdensity. It allows a developer to purchase air rights and dump a massive, out-of-scale luxury project directly into our protected neighborhoods without adding a single affordable unit on site. The fact is that this amendment bypassed the PZAB and landed on your agenda tells us everything that we need to know. Legislation that is actually good for a community doesn't need to hide from public scrutiny. Look at the room today. Not one person has been in support of this ordinance.
Thank you.
If you pass this amendment without protections, you are sending a clear message. You are declaring that no neighborhood in Miami is safe and that local zoning can be overridden by the highest bidder at the expense of its residents, the people who actually vote. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Mayor, Chairwoman, and Commissioners. My name is Katio Santos, 2150 Coral Way, Miami, Florida, 33145. I am the Executive Director of Transit Alliance Miami. We are the city's foremost advocacy organization for quality transit, and I am here in support of RE13. It is a critical piece for connecting Miamians to more opportunity by addressing three of our biggest challenges and issues of the decade: affordability and traffic. The investment proposed in this item of more than 400 affordable housing units for Miami's teachers and the building out of 4 blocks of the Ludlam Trail is exactly the type of investment that our residents need in this moment. Housing and transportation are eating up our residents' paychecks, and the solution also has to tackle both. That is why we believe that RE13 would be a smart use of the Public Benefits Trust Fund, as the project scope is practical and attainable. It ensures that the people that keep our schools running can live in our city, and it creates an impact that goes beyond this project into the citywide investment. Plus, it creates an opportunity for those that live in the new development and in the neighborhood to access new local businesses that will be created in the retail space in the development, safely on foot or by bike, by building out the Ludlam Trail a little bit more, to get more exercise, and to access greener spaces all in one project. Folks today have mentioned quite a few reasons why this project is a smart one. I'll add another one. There is every 10 minutes, a bus runs by on West Flagler that connects people that will live in this development and in the neighborhood all the way from FIU to downtown, all without ever needing to access a car. Finally, I do want to also mention, speak on the discussion item 1, and just mention that once again, community members know what they need, and if there's an opportunity for them to be at that table in how public land is used, that is critical. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Mayor, Commissioners. My name is Melody Torrance. I reside at 2080 Northwest 13th Street, Miami, Florida, and I'm here in support of RE13, and I'm also a member of PACT. I'm also a mom of a teacher who up until recently taught government and economics in Dade County and loves teaching. He's a passionate teacher, highly rated teacher, taught kids not just about our government, but also about our local government. He asked every one of his students to find out what district they lived in, who their representatives were, and come back and talk to them about it. Find out who their representatives are. Unfortunately, at the end of the school year last year, my son couldn't afford to live in Miami unless he lived at home with me. So he moved to Portland, Oregon. He's making more money. Cost of living is less. He loves Miami. He regretted the move. But we need to build housing so that we don't lose more teachers that care about our kids. So this RE13 is really an important project, and I highly support it and hope you will move on. Secondly, I just wanted to thank my Commissioner Gabella for the Allapattah CRA. Highly supported. Hope we can get this going. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Jose Sagarabe. My address is 515 Southwest 63rd Court. I would like to take a brief moment to thank the lady that just spoke, as I'm grateful for having great teachers that actually, I gave a very difficult time and I apologize to all of them, but they still managed to teach me. Today I am here to state my full support of RE 13. I accidentally happen to live pretty much next to the proposed area, which is on West Flagler 70th Avenue, which also is going to be included, I believe, is going to be the formation of 4 blocks of the Ludlum Trail. The area, this project will bring a positive impact to our area. It will bring positive residents, teachers specifically, plus the impact fees that the project generates get that also reinvested into the area. And we need much investing. There's many things to address. I'm in full support of it. I think it's great, and our teachers desperately need it. Given the work they do and perform and what they are paid, it is appalling that we pay. They need the resources. If we can't pay them better incomes or salaries, then we need to provide housing and we need to provide other resources so they can have a life of dignity, given the impact, the positive impact teachers have on our lives. They touch everyone's lives. Thank you. I'm in full support. RE 13. I can't wait to see it built. God bless.
Thank you. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning. My name is Jamila Stevens, and I reside at 3181 Hibiscus Street, Miami, Florida, 33133. I'm representing the Executive Board of the Coconut Grove Homeowners and Tenants Association, also known as HODA, and currently hold the office of Second Vice President. I hereby declare that HODA's Executive Board is in support of Agenda Item Number RE8, which an allocation of $15 million is requested for affordable housing and park improvements in District 2, as proposed by District 2 Commissioner Damian Pardo. I further declare that HODA's Executive Board cannot at this juncture support Agenda Item PZ1, in which approval of a revised version of the City of Miami's Affordable and Attainable Mid-Income Transfer Development Density Program is sought. On PZAB's March 18th meeting, there was a mention of community outreach being conducted. The last meeting was canceled, so I'm not quite sure what proof we have of that. Miami 21 contains Neighborhood Conservation District, NCD, overlay that protect Coconut Grove from overdevelopment and to preserve its character. Therefore, unless the NCDs are removed from the legislation as presented herein, and as a satisfactory redraft is preferred, we are obligated to withhold our support. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Mayor, Chairwoman King, Commissioners, Chris Rupp, Dade Heritage Trust, 190 Southeast 12 Terrace. I'm here to speak in favor of the DDA as a cultural organization. The DDA encourages networking with other arts and cultural organizations around the downtown area. We also operate as the Brickell Area Visitor Center with appropriate funding from the DDA. We're able to welcome visitors locally, nationally, and of course internationally to our neighborhood, and we provide information on transit, on arts activities, and more, all about downtown. So they really provide us great opportunities, great networking opportunities with other arts and cultural organizations. It's a very meaningful program for the DDA and for cultural organizations in general. Also, Commissioner Pardo, your item about parks improvements and affordable housing in your district, fabulous. And I want you to know, all of you, that Dade Heritage Trust is a partner in parks and affordable housing. We have a beautiful program called Historic Places, Green Spaces, where we take K through 12 students into city parks that have historic resources. Recently, we received a grant and put in some of our own funding to put a new roof on the oldest residence in Miami, the Wagner Homestead in Lummis Park. It's lovely. And previous to Mayor Higgins joining the City of Miami, she was our champion for something called the Preservation of Naturally Occurring Affordable Housing, a wonderful initiative that preserves affordable housing in existing structures, preserves the green space, restores these lovely structures that add to the community aesthetic and the community fabric, and preserving neighborhoods is really what we're all about, obviously. So there's ways to do affordable housing without towers, and it's meaningful for the neighborhood. So thank you for your great work.
Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Elisa Margulies, 3333 Rice Street in Center Grove. I'm here for PZ1, RE8, and RE12. Commissioners and Mayor, not all legislation has to be one size fits all, especially in a city as diverse and complex as Miami. What works in one neighborhood is not automatically a good fit for another. In the case of PZ1, the residents of the Grove NCDs did not ask for this. In fact, we are here respectfully asking to be excluded from it. No one here denies that Miami needs more affordable housing, and in areas that can absorb additional density, we support making that easier to achieve. However, residents of the conservation districts are already paying the price of overdevelopment. We live with sidewalks that are routinely closed for up to 2 years during construction. Traffic is not just a daily inconvenience, it's soul-crushing. And with an easily achievable low threshold to transfer density, the potential for exploitation will be too tempting for certain developers. Ask yourselves, in the NCDs, who exactly does stand to benefit? Is it the luxury condo with 380 plus parking spaces that already stretches the credibility of its transit zone designation? Or properties along 27th Avenue east of US 1 where additional density won't solve an affordability crisis, but it will result in more gridlock? Adding more density without first fixing the inadequate public transportation system and infrastructure gaps will not solve the NCD problems, it will only magnify them. Regarding RE8, this not only benefits our West Grove family, but will help to increase much needed green space. Please support this initiative. And finally, thank you, Commissioner Rosado, for sponsoring RE12. It judiciously benefits our seniors and is grounded in community needs. To the city manager, who's not here, so I say to you, Mayor, please, as you consider implementing new programs, I urge you to put in strong guardrails. You have to protect our seniors. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
My name is Maria Margieva. I'm LADD Miami Circus Arts Center Program Director, and I'm head coach. I'm here to support Miami DDA for vital youth performing arts development art programs. DDA boosts arts program in downtown Miami through their grants. We are a plan every year, and this helps us to create and deliver youth programs, training in dance, circus, for kids for all abilities, and it also activates public spaces in downtown Miami where we deliver all final products. So it is very important to support Miami DDA as family-friendly events around Miami. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Mayor, Commissioners, my name is Jeff Taylor. I live here in Coconut Grove, 2801 Florida Avenue. I've got 2 items. I'll be quite quick. So first, I wanted to express my support for RE8 to help fund the land acquisition, affordable housing, and parks projects in D2. Thank you, Commissioner Pardo, for you and your team's work on that. Secondly, my ask is to please exclude neighborhood conservation districts from PZ1, as you've heard from many of our neighbors here in this room. We support reasonable development. We simply ask that areas like the Grove be excluded because of already challenges with overdevelopment. So please exclude the NCDs from PZ1. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Madam Mayor. Mark Burns, Executive Director of the Coconut Grove Business Improvement District with offices at 3250 Mary Street. I'm here, one of my board, hello, better? I'm here for one of my board members, Mr. Monty Traynor. He was unable to attend, and he prepared a written statement in support of RE8 that he wanted me to read into the record, if that's all right, Madam Chair. Thank you. Dear Honorable Mayor and Commissioners, I am writing to express my strong support for the proposed resolution authorizing allocation of $15 million from the Public Benefits Trust Fund to the Affordable Housing Trust Fund and Parks and Open Spaces Trust Fund. As a longtime resident of Coconut Grove and the city of Miami, I have witnessed firsthand both the growth and the challenges our community continues to face. This investment represents a thoughtful and necessary step towards ensuring that Miami remains a vibrant, inclusive, and sustainable city for residents of all backgrounds. The allocation of funds toward affordable housing is critical. As housing costs continue to rise, many longstanding residents, essential workers, and families are increasingly at risk of displacement. Supporting the development and preservation of affordable housing within our neighborhoods helps maintain the cultural fabric and economic diversity that define Miami. Equally important is the investment in parks and open spaces. These areas are vital to the health, well-being, and quality of life for our residents. Expanding and enhancing green spaces not only provides recreational opportunities, but also contributes to an environmental resilience and community connectivity. This balanced approach, supporting both housing affordability and accessible public spaces, demonstrates a forward-thinking commitment to equitable development and long-term planning. I respectfully urge the City Commission to approve this resolution and continue prioritizing initiatives that strengthen our neighborhoods and support the people who call Miami home. Thank you for your leadership and dedication to our community. Monty Trainer. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. I'm Monica Belizan, and me, like several of my friends and neighbors here, live in Park Grove, and I'm not going to speak. Don't worry about that. I'm just going to bring a petition that has been signed by many of us in Park Grove, and it's a petition opposing the expansion of density transfer program in Coconut Grove. It has been signed by many of us, many, and it also includes a description of why the opposition to this program. Who should I give it to?
To our city
Thank you
clerk.
very much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chairwoman, Madam Mayor, Honorable Commissioners. My name is Melissa Tapinas with offices at 200 South Biscayne Boulevard, Miami. I'm here before you today as a board member of the Downtown Development Authority, and most importantly, the chairwoman of the DDA's Urbanism Committee. I wanted to just take a moment to give a little bit of historical context on the DDA on one particular issue, and that is the DDA's role as the area-wide developer of the Downtown DRI. The Downtown DRI consists of 927 acres that, by state law, as the Growth Management Act appeared in 1985, was downtown. This includes Brickell, the Central Business District, as well as the arts and entertainment. For 40 years, the DDA has served as the developer of this area-wide development. And it's really important to note that we've been very successful, specifically in the development of the Brickell area. With that said, we have significant remaining credits as part of our DRI, specifically over 5,300 residential units yet to construct, as well as almost 2,700 hotel units yet to construct. These developments are in the future of the DDA, and this is separate and apart from the other services that many of the members of the DDA have presented to you all in the past. So we want to keep in mind that the DDA's work, it continues. It's part of state law, and any type of future role discussion needs to really incorporate our role as developer of this area, providing infrastructure, resiliency methods, and advocacy before our state, regional, and county governments. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. My name's Cliff Losh. I live at 2811 South Bay Shore Drive, and I also represent the South Bay Shore Condo Association, which has about 3,000 members, a handful of which are here. I'm here to support RE8, which is excellent policy, and we are happy that our commissioner proposed it. I'm here to oppose PZ1. All the arguments have been made. I'll barely summarize them. This isn't part of, somebody said earlier, it's not part of any coherent policy at all. And labeling it as having anything to do with affordable housing is, as was pointed out earlier, just inaccurate. The only thing it would do would be to allow transfer from high-density areas to what should be a protected area like an NCD to build very high-cost housing. So it wouldn't achieve in any way the supposed effect of affordable housing. NCDs were created for a reason, to conserve the communities that were there, the ambiance that's there, and to be consistent with the infrastructure in place to support the housing. The higher density in Coconut Grove has already had some pretty deleterious effects, as somebody pointed out. You can't really walk on the sidewalks most of the time because they're closed for construction. The roads are really badly clogged now. It's not the right place for higher density housing, period. And certainly it doesn't provide in the slightest any affordable housing. So it's hard to see why there's any policy reason to support this whatsoever. It's been pretty clear there's not a single resident or any of your voters in favor of this. So the question has to be, why is it even on the agenda? Why would anybody pass this and make it law? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Chairwoman. My name is James Torres, President of Downtown Neighbors Alliance, here speaking on DI-4. On March 26th, this commission saw exactly what downtown and Brickell residents have been dealing for years. Commissioner Escalona called for a sunshine meeting to ask the basic question about the Downtown Development Authority. Commissioner Miguel Gavela attended. Miami-Dade County Commissioner Vicki Lopez showed up as well. And what did the DDA do? Nothing. No one from this hostage agency even bothered to show up. No explanation, no accountability, just silence. This tells you everything that you need to know. If this is how the DDA treats elected officials asking questions in public, imagine how they treat downtown residents. We have been ignored, brushed aside, retaliated. Just this week, the DDA retaliated against our own organization when we asked the agency that we very much so fund, the double taxation, to share in an Easter event. They declined. This message was simple. If you ask, you are criticized. If you get there, they're going to shut you down. This is not how a public agency behaves. This is how an unaccountable racket behaves. So since there are so many unanswered questions at the Sunshine meeting, I would like to offer a few more. Isn't it true that nearly half of the DDA staff makes over $100,000 a year? Isn't it true that the DDA spends over $700,000 on a luxury office space, parking, furniture, and related office expenses? Isn't it true that the DDA spends roughly $3.5 million a year on salaries and benefits? Isn't it true that just in the 18 months, the DDA handed out over $3.2 in corporate giveaway checks? Isn't it true that the DDA gave $450,000 to FC Barcelona, $100,000 to UFC, $175,000 to college football? Isn't it true that the CEO of this taxpayer-funded agency makes nearly $265,000, which is more than the governor of Florida and California? So the question is very simple. How much longer are downtown and Brickell families expected to keep paying this hostage tax to fund an outdated, bloated tax agency these issues? Thank you. Appreciate you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Madam Mayor, Madam Chairwoman, Commissioners. It's a real honor to be here, and I'll be very brief. I'm here in strong support of RE13. Thank you, Commissioner Rosado, for sponsoring this. My name is Julio Robina. I'm the former mayor of South Miami and the former state rep. I'm very proud to say the ones who started the Ludlam Trail Project back in 2001, when we were able to, for those activists out there, you're able to stop government at times when things are not right. We were able to stop a corridor, and today it's becoming a beautiful corridor. And I'm extremely proud to say that the Ludlam Trail Apartments for Teachers is a must. It's long overdue. I'm a product of Dade County Public School Systems, and let me tell you, housing has gotten horrible for teachers, especially with the salaries paid this day. Also, I'll end with this. I have to speak about this as the former lawmaker who wrote pretty much the rewrites of laws for condominiums and homeowner associations in Florida. I want to remind everybody that December 31st of this year, you must be in compliance with the state statute that says you have done the structural integrity report for all these condos, old and new, that are 3 floors or higher, and you must fund your reserves. If not, There will be an avalanche of letters and probably fines and so forth moving forward. Everyone needs to comply. I'm very happy to say that I'm working with Ralph, with Commissioner Rosado, Commissioner Gabella, and willing to tell you if you've got any constituents that want to know what this is about, because everyone's procrastinating and thinking this is not going to happen. Half of Miami's got my phone number. I'm sure a lot of you do. Have them call me. I'll be glad to help them. And again, thank you, and thank you for what you all do, and have a great morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Billy Corbin. My time's up already. Billy Corbin on CA5. You guys play and the taxpayers pay, and we just want to stop the games. Last year I was here. I told you, don't cancel or postpone the election. It's unfair. It's unethical. And it turns out it was also unconstitutional. Judge after judge, court after court told you that, and you kept spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on outside counsel to lose, and to lose. And now you're going to pay $150,000 to Emilio Gonzalez to pay his attorneys who rightfully sued the city and won. And there's no accountability for it at all whatsoever. Why do we even have outside counsel? You have a law firm with 29 lawyers right here in the city attorney's office. Okay? The reason is because it's a hustle, and it's an entire cottage industry of lawyers who get paid millions of dollars to lose lawsuits on behalf of the taxpayers, and they're incentivized to do it. They're incentivized to drag it out. They're incentivized to file frivolous appeals so they get paid more money. And there's no accountability. You guys voted to spend $400,000 in taxpayer money to settle a lawsuit against the police chief for sexual discrimination, gender discrimination, racial discrimination, and he still has a job. There's no accountability. I suggest a policy of disincentivizing. How about a resolution that when you lose a lawsuit or an appeal, you dock the pay of the city attorney and his deputies? I bet you'll start getting a lot better legal advice then. Or how about a resolution that the Commissioner Damian Pardo, who masterminded this unconstitutional scheme, how about he pays out of his personal or his PAC? He pays Emilio Gonzalez's fees. Commissioner Rosado, Commissioner Kim, you want to chip in too. You guys also voted for this scheme. Finally, I want to thank you, Commissioner or Chairwoman, for your new moderate take on the unreasonable ban on the public saying the names of public officials at public meetings. I appreciate that. Sometimes you get complimented, sometimes you get criticized, but I think the flexibility is important, and I appreciate it. And shame on you, sir, for trying to censor us and silence us today.
Thank you.
Okay? You're living proof that the system, you don't change the system changes you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor, Commissioners, Mr. Manager. My name is Christian Molina, 3058 Southwest 19 Terrace. I'm here to read a letter on behalf of former County Commissioner Rebecca Sosa in support of RE 13. Dear mayors and members of the Miami City Commission, as a former Miami-Dade County Commissioner and a lifelong educator, I am proud to offer my strong support for Commissioner Rosado's proposal to invest in teacher housing and advance the Ludlum Trail, two priorities that have defined much of my public service. Before my time in elected office, I served as an educator in Miami-Dade County Public Schools. That experience has never left me. I've seen firsthand the sacrifices our educators make, and I have long believed that if we expect excellence in our classrooms, we must ensure stability in our teachers' lives. Too many of our teachers are being priced out of the very communities they serve. This proposal recognizes a simple truth. When teachers can afford to live here, our schools are stronger, our neighborhoods are more stable, and our entire county benefits. This is not just housing, it is an investment in the future of public education across Miami-Dade. I'm equally encouraged to see continued progress on the Ludlum Trail, a project that I've proudly supported for many years. During my tenure at the county, I worked to help move this vision forward because I understood its potential to transform how our communities connect with one another. The Ludlum Trail is more than a path. It is a corridor of opportunity, promoting mobility, health, and environmental sustainability while linking multiple municipalities together. Completing these critical segments brings us closer to realizing a truly interconnected Miami-Dade County. This proposal reflects the kind of regional thinking I have always advocated for. Our challenges, whether in education, housing, or infrastructure, do not stop at municipal boundaries. Our solutions must be just as expansive. By supporting this item, you are supporting our teachers, advancing a long-envisioned regional asset, and investing in a stronger, more connected future for all. I commend Commissioner Rosado for his leadership and respectfully urge your support. Sincerely, former Commissioner Rebecca Sosa.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here who would like to speak on behalf of any item on this agenda? Seeing none, Public comment period is now closed. Gentlemen, may I have a motion to approve the minutes, the commission minutes for February 12, 26, February 26, 2026, and March 12, 2026?
So moved.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Gentlemen, are there any items from the CA agenda that you would like to pull for discussion?
No.
None?
No.
May I have a motion for CA1, CA2, CA3 that will be amended, CA4 and CA5, and our city clerk is going to tell us about the amendment?
Thank you, Chair. CA3 will be amended pursuant to a substitution memo dated April 8, 2026. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion
Chair,
carries.
I didn't catch the mover and seconder. My apologies.
So moved.
Second.
And that would be unanimous. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Gentlemen, of the PH items, are there any items that you would like to pull for discussion?
I just have a commentary on page 10.
On PH 10?
Page 10.
Okay. Anyone else?
Nope.
No? Okay. Commissioner Pardo, if you'd like to.
Just on page 10, I just wanted to highlight the importance of that item because it will lower emissions downtown. It'll be connecting the port electrically, and there won't be any diesel being used anymore. So that should make a nice difference in the quality of the air for downtown residents. So, thank you.
May I have a motion for PH1, PH2, PH3 to be amended, PH4, PH5, PH6, PH7, PH8, PH9, PH10, PH11, PH12, PH13 to be amended, and PH14?
So moved.
Excuse me. Whoa. Page 13 to be amended in what form?
I can respond to that, Madam Chair. PH 13, the map which is attached to the legislation had a typo on the street. It was 137, should have been.
Right, no problem.
So that's just been corrected.
Okay, thank you
correction
for
to
the
the
clarification.
attachment.
Madam Chair, if I could just confirm, I wanted to be added as a co-sponsor of PH 13.
Our city clerk is going to do that. He's going to address the items that will be amended and also speak to co-sponsorship.
Thank you.
And Chair, I'll reference PH3. PH3 will be amended, the third whereas clause, to change the amount from $162,896.61 to $162,000.
And PH10?
Oh,
No,
that was-
PH13, I'm sorry.
Yes, and I believe the city attorney explained the amendment for PH13.
Okay, may I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Items passes. Gentlemen, are there any items on the RE agenda that you would like to pull for discussion?
No. I do want to just make a brief comment on the one that has to do with the Public Benefits Trust,
RE8?
RE8.
I'd also like to comment on RE8.
Okay, RE8 and RE13. I'd like to pull RE8 and RE13.
RE13?
It's also public benefits.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I wanted to mention RE11 should be tabled because it's contingent upon the adoption of SR4. But
Okay.
we're going to, SR4 had an issue with it, so we're going to revert that to first reading. So I would respectfully request that RE11 be deferred to April 23rd.
May I have a motion?
Motion. Move.
I have a motion and a second to defer RE11 to April 23rd. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. May I have a motion for RE1, RE2, RE3 to be amended, RE4, 5, 6, and 7, RE9, RE10, RE12, RE14, 15, and 16.
Chair, my apologies. I believe you referenced RE4 in the block vote. RE4 was deferred.
Oh, I'm
to
sorry. RE4 was deferred, so not RE4. May I have a motion?
And Chair, just briefly, RE3 will be amended pursuant to a substitution memo dated April 6, 2026.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Commissioner Gabella, you wanted to discuss RE8.
Right. I briefly just want to say that there's 3 commissioners and they're asking 21 million for 3. And I understand this is the first come, first served. That's the way it is, no problem. However, my portion is 1,369,934. The problem is that between the 3 commissioners that are now asking for 21 mil, there's a shortage for my end at 542, 550. So can I ask some of you guys to chip in so I can make up for my 542?
So also, I'd like
and,
to...
and I don't want to take away from what you guys are doing.
I'd like
I
to
know it's
weigh in on
important.
this. One, because if we pass RE8, there's no money left for RE13. And this fund is intended for affordable housing, parks, and the like. We all have issues in our community. I don't believe the way this fund was set up is equitable for the entirety of the city of Miami. It was not intended to do so. And with the allocation to date, we have District 2 has received almost 18 million of the money. District 3 has received almost 13 million of the fund. I have received 7, almost 6 million, and Commissioner Gabella has received 1 million.
I got 1 million?
Yes, you did.
I did.
You got 1 million, 1.3. With the remainder...
No. Yes, okay, no, go ahead, I'm sorry.
With the remainder of the money, each of our districts have needs from this benefit. I have a park in my district that is going to be closed because the playground equipment is so outdated and unsafe that they're closing the park with no funding in sight, with a hope to receive funding in October during the budget cycle. 2 months before school is out, summer recess, my parks are going to be closed. And I have several parks in the district. Also, affordable housing for teachers is important. I am a champion for affordable housing, and not just apartments. I'm building housing for first-time homeowners, for low to moderate income families like teachers, and I'm utilizing vacant lots in District 5 to do so. I appreciate that affordable housing looks different for everyone, but it is unequitable how this money has been spent. And it is unfair because I was told by staff I had to identify a project. So I identified a project. Then I was told by staff, no, you just had to ask for it. The uncertainty of how you would obtain this money, because if you had told me that, no, you just have to ask for the money, I would have asked for all of it. But I did what I was told, and I identified a project, and I cannot, in good conscience, vote for your item, Commissioner Pardo, although it is needed, but there are parks throughout the city of Miami, and there are commissioners who have not, there's no money for D4. None, and he's asking for $4 million. If we grant your request, there's no money for him. And also, this pot of money, and let me just read from it. It is important to note that just because a project contributed into the fund is located in a certain district, it does not mean those funds shall be used within that district. It's not because one district includes you receive the money into this fund from one district more than other districts, that district should get the lion's share of the money. It's not fair. And in today's prayer, the pastor talked about compassion and serving the entirety of the city of Miami. And I would like staff to figure out a way that this is more equitable for everyone. Perhaps use the calculation that we use for CDBG dollars, where it's based on need in the district, or just divvy up what's left and make everyone whole, where we all get about the same amount of money. It seems like almost 18 million is the threshold here. I don't know that staff can bring us all up to that, but whatever is left, let's make this more equitable for all of the districts, because it's just not fair. Commissioner Pardo?
Well, first of all, I want to say I have compassion and I understand there are needs across all of our districts. I want to make that very clear. We have allocations in our budget that address many of those needs and many other pockets of money. This specific pot of money is about T6 and above developments that are contributing a public benefit into this fund. T6 and above developments primarily occur in District 2. When you talk about District 2, it is under so much stress for development. It doesn't matter where you go. People can't get to their buildings. The traffic is unbearable. You know, the thought is, oh, well, District 2, it has these condos, and quality of life in District 2, the entire district, whether it's Coconut Grove, you open the paper, people want to move to the Grove, people want to move to Miami. Where are they moving? District 2. The residents in District 2 are fed up. They are dealing with undue pressure. You saw it at the Ultra meeting. You know, half marathons that blow the horn every morning. People get woken up at 6, construction noise, they're woken up at 2, they're woken up at 4. So that's not equitable. That's just not equitable. Everyone wants to travel and come through all these places. And these developments are asking for concessions. They're asking for setbacks. They're asking for variances. And the public benefit money that's originating from that development is going into that pot of money. We have designated very concrete projects for that money. That's why we're here taking it. And by the way, we're not taking what we contribute. There's more left that comes from District 2. So we're not taking the full amount. We're just asking for our fair share that not only has been appropriated. We have been talking about this with residents for 8 months. We've been talking about the playgrounds, talking about buying property in the Grove. I mean, these are identified specific things, not just something where we decided, hey, let's come in and try to take some money at all. We've been extremely courteous, responsible, and respectful. We understand the needs are citywide, and we support all of our districts in that effort, but we're here at the table because we're ready and we shouldn't be held back.
Commissioner Gabella?
Yeah, so my response to that is I understand fully, and by the way, what you meant was that the allotment, that my district was allotted the 1.3 is what you meant, because when you said, we gave you the money, so wait a minute.
No.
But no, I got you. That was me. My bad. But no, here's the thing. While I understand that your residents put up with this and the money is generated there, the other problem, the other side of this is that her district and my district, for example, I have the Camilla's house on 7th Avenue. I have the health system, which is a revolving door of people that get arrested, the homelessness situation, and all of that. And then on top of that, the GSA site has been in my district, which is an eyesore, for years. So while you guys generate the money, but by the same token, you guys don't have all this stuff in your neck of the woods. What do you guys do? For years, people, not you, but people have been dumping into Allapattah. So you got to take that part of the equation also, because you guys that I know about, you know, you don't have this kind of problem that, you know, that I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? So while I understand that you guys generate the funds, you know what I mean? You know, it's not exactly, you know, and I agree with the chairwoman. You know, I don't want to hamper you. I don't want to hamper your you know, what you got going on, because I think we all need to help each other, right? As colleagues that we are, you know, and I'm all for that. But you know, I think it's just a bit much, and I will vote for it. But I hope in your heart you can find what the chairwoman is saying, and she's correct. You know what I mean? And what I'm telling you is that, you know, it's not, you know, when you speak about it that way, it makes sense. But then the other equation is that we have problems in our district that were dumped upon, okay? And you know, so it's not I don't see it as an equitable, you know, solution. However, the other side is, and I said it to the city manager when we had our meeting, you know, the way this is done, first come, first served, I don't think this is correct, because if I didn't find out about it, nobody knows about it, hell, you know what I mean? I'm late to the party, gentlemen. Okay, now I'm going to abide by my rules. Now, at the bare minimum, what I want is that what you guys are doing, Rosado, I have nothing against your thing. I want to help you too. But here's the deal. I'm short $542,000, okay? Because if you, it's 21-3 between what you're asking, what the chairwoman did already, and what you're asking. It's 21-3, okay? And the total is $22,127,384. So what I'm owed is $1,369,934 with 08 cents, okay? Meaning that there's $822,384 left for me, the way it is, but I am short $542,550. So what are we going to do about that?
Commissioner,
Yes, sir.
you said $542,550?
That's correct.
I will take it out of our funds specifically. I want you to understand something. I believe and work hard for all of our districts. You know that there's a contribution specifically made for Allapattah, $2 million a year out of OmniCRA that we shepherded. We all know we have many entities and different pots of money to help in all of these projects. So like you, I don't want to be in a diametrically opposed on anything. There's enough, you know, if you believe it's an ocean with lots of fish, you believe in its ocean. You believe it's a pond and you need to fight for everything, that's a different story. I think it's an ocean, lots of fish, and I'm happy to help you.
Commissioner Pardo, I don't understand how the OmniCRA can pledge $2 million to Allapattah, because you can't use the money outside of the boundaries of the
Correct.
CRA.
We're pledging it back to the general fund for the administration to use in the area.
Okay.
Wait a minute, back that up again. You're doing what again?
Yes, one CRA cannot give outside of its boundary, so we gave through OmniCRA $2 million back to the city.
So therefore, you should be able to.
So who's that earmarked for now?
For Allapattah.
Oh, what you're saying is that you couldn't go do it the other way around.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. So that money is available to him today.
If he wanted it.
Okay, for Allapattah.
For Allapattah, correct.
But again, my argument stands because, again, if we pass RE8, there is no money for RE13. None. Zip.
Madam Chair,
Mr. Manager?
can I provide some updated data and historical on the numbers so that we're all kind of like singing off the same sheet? If I may?
Please.
Okay. So the fund was established in 2009, and I'd like to share, if I may, the different revenue streams, how much each district has generated during the life of the fund. So District 1 generated, and I'll use estimates, please, I don't want to get into cents here, but a little over 1.3 million. District 2, a little over 21 million. District 3, almost 13 million. District 4 did not generate funds for the fund, and District 5, almost 3 million. Of that, the expenditures to date, not including the two items that are before you today, District 1 has not expended any of the dollars. District 2, $1.1 million. District 3, $12.7 million. District 4 has not expended any funds. And District 5, $5.3. With the concession that District 2 made today to District 1, that makes District 1 whole for what they're trying to accomplish. With that said, what District 4 is trying to accomplish, we now have brought the delta, the difference, to about, let's see here, the exact numbers, $496,193. So after taking Commissioner Pardo's item out of the existing balance, we also had a deposit into the fund Tuesday afternoon that is, we're anticipating is going to clear. We're waiting for an e-check that was deposited into the account of roughly $2.5 million. So between the remainder of Commissioner Pardo, what he leaves in the fund, and the additional $2.5 million that was just received that we're awaiting clearance in the fund, the delta for the District 4 project is approximately $496,000 of which the commissioner and the administration have been in conversation, and there is enough dollars between district funds and other identified revenue to cover that expense. So that's where we're at today. I just wanted to provide an update for everyone on the days.
Thank you.
Okay, but it's still not equitable. It's still not equitable. Now, if you're going to tell me that you're going to find the money so that my parks, they can order the park equipment right now, because even if you order the park equipment right now, if you had the money to order the park equipment right now, I'm looking at 8 months of a closed park in my district. And I believe this is time to begin a conversation about GOB money, a bond, because we all have so much need, but there's not enough money to address all of the needs. My district, Commissioner Gabella's district, we are the ones hurting for affordable housing. We are the ones, we're not building luxury housing. We need affordable housing more than anyone, and true affordable housing, because someone mentioned that today, true affordable housing, not those funky AMI numbers, 60% AMI, which doesn't, our teachers, and then here's an unintended consequence of designating a project affordable, because once it's built, you get affordable housing 1 year, and then your rent goes up every single year by law, because we're not a rent control state. And again, I'm just stating, because if D2 gets this 15 million, they would have had 15 plus 17, 18, 15 million. I'm rounding up from the 17 that was identified. That's 18 plus another 15 when we all have need. So he should, and I'm not, he's his own advocate, but he should be grateful that you found $4 million and that D2 is 30 plus million dollars out of this fund. It's not fair to the rest of us. Commissioner Pardo, I'm going to allow you to speak. And I know, and again, this speaks to, because I want Commissioner Pardo to have what he's asking for, but I'm talking about equity throughout the city of Miami. And I'm the first to grab community benefits. I stopped the Watson Island deal to get community benefits, didn't I? Because there is such a need. I ask for community benefits from every developer that comes through D5. Ask them. I have a reputation for that. I try to cobble up money for our districts because I understand that the city doesn't have the funds. But again, I can't support Commissioner Pardo getting another 15 million on top of the 18 that he already received. Just because you found 4 for Commissioner Rosado. What about the rest of us?
Madam Chair, can I clarify some of the numbers? Yes. So first and foremost, I forgot the most important part, and that is that I think you have consensus between City Attorney, myself, and the dais that we definitely urge change in the legislation that establishes a formal process as to how these funds are utilized in the future. I think we all agree unanimously, I would say, that this first come, first served basis and the way the legislation was written leaves a lot of unintended consequences. So I urge all of you to come up with something that works for all the districts. I am not sure where or which numbers you're alluding to, but I can tell you that, again, as it relates to District 2, the revenue that that district has produced is $21.1 million. Of that, the district, without this item, has only expended $1.1 million. That's why we have the balance that we have. So it's 1.1 plus the 15 that he's putting in for.
Okay, today. I have a report from staff for public benefits. So whoever put this report together for me, they need to come and speak to this, because it says District 2, 17,948,698. Where did that number come from? And for District 3, I have 12,916,672.
Those are the deposits. That's the revenue created by each of the district. That's not how much they've expended. The expenditures are the numbers that I shared earlier. For District 2, it's 1.155. For District 3, it's 12.728 of the 12.916.
So this came from the planning department's report of April 2nd.
Yep. So just, Madam Chair, David Snow with the Planning Department, to clarify, just to add to what the manager stated, when we collect dollars from those developments that are contributing, that's those amounts you just read. So that's that total amount collected. The expenditures, and I'll read through them again just so that we're clear. For District 2 is roughly a 1.1 million that they've received. District 3 is 12.7, and District 5 is 5.3. That's what you've received out of the trust.
What's 5 again? 5 point what? 5.3?
District 5 is 5.3.
So District 1 has nothing. They have not received any funds.
No, District 1 and District 4 have not received any money from the public.
Can I ask you, because the 13 mil rounded up, the 12.7 mil rounded up to 13 on District 3 was not spent by this gentleman. No. It was spent by the prior gentleman. Yeah. So correct. How long has this program been going on, and how come I find out about it?
So the program...
What's going on here?
So the program...
Carollo was the only one that was told this, and certain people, and the other... we weren't, in the loop.
So, Commissioner, the program has been around since the inception of Miami 21, which was back in 2009.
But how come now... Sorry, David, I'm not putting it on you, but here's the thing. How come now is when I find out about this 2 weeks ago?
Let me answer that question, because staff does not give you you either know it or you don't. You figure it out, because they don't come to you and say, oh, by the way, we have this. That is not, this was created in 2009. I became elected in 2021. No one sat me down and said, these are your options for funding. Staff doesn't give you that information. Now, with District 3, the money has been allocated. They're not going to take the money from you, and the money hasn't been spent. So you, sir, have almost $13 million because the previous commissioner had been around since 2009 and beyond. So he knew, but we didn't. We had to figure it out. I figured it out, and that's how I got the $5 million that I got last commission meeting, and that opened the Pandora's box, and now you see what you see. But staff doesn't give you that. They don't, you got to figure that out on your own. And what you don't know, you don't know.
But listen, I call the finance, I call the people, and I'm always asking, what do I got? I mean, this can't, this doesn't fly, man. This can't work like this. This is not, that we find out this has been going on, okay, 2009, great. Carollo was an expert at it because he was a commissioner for many years, and then the people that get here were not so expert. Calona's not an expert. You might be down there because you've been a city manager for, a long time. But I'm not, in tune for that. I don't think you are either. And you had to find out. That has to change. That has to change. You know what I mean? This is a flawed system, and that's why we're here today.
And all I'm saying is that, Commissioner Pardo, I'm going to let you speak. All I'm saying is that there should have been a more equitable way that this money was divvied up, and we should not have had to figure it out on our own. That's all I'm saying with staff. I don't know who came up with that idea. First in, first out, that it's just not fair. It's not fair because every single district in the city of Miami has need, and D1 and D5 have the most need. We've had the most need, but it doesn't discount that D2 needs a park. Of course, we all need parks, but District 5 has the most parks in the district. The most parks in the district.
In the city.
In the city. No, in the city. Yes, my district has the most parks in the city. And all I'm saying to my colleagues is that we should have a more equitable way to distribute this money. It's public trust dollars. Commissioner Pardo? Yay.
So, okay, so as far as District 2 goes, we're leaving $5 million there. We're taking much less than our share. But a very important aspect of District 2 that is not really being considered, when you say the word equity and you say the word need, the infrastructure that is burdened on this district is horrible. What we need, you just mentioned a bond. We only have 10% of our stormwater master plan funded. That's $400 million of $4 billion. It doesn't do much good to have an affordable home when you're waist deep in water. So we have to consider resiliency. We have to consider our seawalls. We have 4 feet seawall, 6 feet seawall. We're lucky we haven't had a climate event. We haven't had a hurricane. So when we talk about need, it can't just be, I understand affordability. It's a crisis in our city. But we have a silent crisis, and that's called climate resiliency. We're not. We're in trouble, and we should think of it as protecting our residents and our citizens as well.
I have a seawall crumbling in my district.
There you go.
Crumbling. And that's the point I am making. What you are saying is not unique to District 2.
I know.
We have flooding. I have a crumbling seawall. We all have issues in our district. It's not unique to District 2. I share waterfront property as well.
Yeah, I'm not saying it is, but affordability isn't unique either to the other districts. We have obviously affordable housing needs and issues that we try to take care of as well.
You do, but nowhere near the amount that D1 has or D5 has. Nowhere near.
Okay, listen, Madam Chair, through the chair.
I think Commissioner Rosado wants to
go ahead, sorry.
I do.
jump in.
Sure. Mr. Manager, could you give us the total of what's available right now prior to these two items that are being discussed? Because we talked a lot of numbers. I want to make sure we all have like one number we're working from. Because I do think we can arrive at an agreement today. And I will mention, go ahead.
19.201.
That's what's available right now?
Yes, sir. For the two items.
And we're asking for a combined between the two of 19.8. I'm sure we can arrive at a number that makes sense. And I wanted to point something out which is new to me because I asked for information as the meeting was going on. And this is a record year for public benefits dollars. So I asked for the history of it because I'd actually not seen this before. So in 2022, this is just going back over the last 5 years. It's older than that. But in the last 5 years, in 2022, 1.64 was collected. In 2023, a little bit under that was collected. In 2024, it jumped to almost 10 million. In 2025, it was over 11 million. And so far this year, in 3 months, we've collected $10 million. So there's like a record amount of money coming just to kind of, make everybody feel at ease that it seems like we're on a really good trend in terms of having dollars to be able to distribute. So this is a good sign. I didn't know this prior to this last hour or so.
Madam Chair, for the record, the money that you were referring to that was allocated to District 3, that was spent by the previous commissioner and approved by this commission. So I don't have any of that money. Just so for the record.
Okay, I thought staff told me that didn't staff tell me in my agenda briefing that that money was not spent? They did not?
Hey, I'm willing to share with you, brother. I'll help you out. Out of my 542, I'll help him out.
I know I've followed up to see if that money was encumbered, and it was. And it was distributed.
It was encumbered. Has
Yes.
it been spent? There's a difference.
To my knowledge, it was.
Let's see.
They're getting the HUD document, the settlement document.
Okay. Because I know you've had items,
While he
Commissioner Pardo.
While he figures that out, I just wanted to add that is exactly why the stress is so bad in District 2. There are roads in the Grove that you cannot get through. The traffic, I mean, some people are taking an hour to get into their building once they're in the area. There's so much congestion and traffic and noise and development issues that, the residents are up in arms, and they should be. They should be. It's not the same in other parts. I know, I get it. And they have other issues and other needs.
I agree with you, but I've got traffic in my district.
I get
You know, we border districts.
Right. I'm not sure it's the way this is happening with development on the streets at the same time and people hearing noise at 2 a.m. and at 5 a.m. and noise waivers that need to happen because of construction pours and people that just, I mean, the level of residents engaging with us on that issue day in, day out is huge. It shouldn't be on their backs either.
Commissioner
That's-
Pardo?
You know what? You know, my people would say to that they wish that they had that problem because my people are to begin with looking for housing that they don't have. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
We're
I get
arguing.
it. I get it.
Right.
And that's why
and what I'm saying, I'm conceding that we all have need, and that's why I am championing that this money is equitably distributed to all of us and not just the lion's share goes to one particular district, because we all have needs, some greater than others, but we all have a need. I believe we're with Commissioner Rosado.
I do. I'm open to a breakdown of the dollars, given that we have 19.2 and we have projects at hand. The project that the various speakers spoke about in my district, it is on the next school board agenda. That is the level of support that it has. It is in the vice chair of the school board's district. She is sponsoring it, and our county commissioner, who also had a staffer here, they're talking about it at the county because they've got to get an easement for Ludlam Trail. It has tremendous support. I would hate to see this item deferred. I think we can come to a mathematical agreement like in the next couple of minutes.
Okay.
If there's 19.2 and
No, can I
yes.
address
Go
something
ahead.
through the chair? So, to my math, what the three of you are asking for today, with the exception of
4.8.
Calona and myself. No.
The ask is only 2. I don't have an ask on here. It's,
don't have-
no,
you don't have
it's
today?
it's just Commissioner Pardo and Commissioner Rosado. Mine was approved last commission meeting. But again, from the position that we have 19 million. That's it. So if Commissioner Pardo gets his 15 and they figured out how to give Rosado his money, that leaves nothing left.
Well, the practice here has been first come, first serve. We've had our projects. We've talked about them for months. They are ready. I believe, Commissioner Rosado, you're saying you have a ready project. I want to go ahead and vote on my item. It's incredibly important to our district. We're ready. We've been working hard for many months to get here, and we're following all the rules and all the practice.
Okay, again, just because the practice has been first come, first serve, doesn't mean that that's a good practice.
And in the future, I think we should address that.
But there will be no future because there's not going to be any more money.
We're getting more as we speak.
But today, there won't be any more money, and I'm saying that this money should be distributed equitably.
Well-
We can call for a vote. I'm going to be a no vote because
I'd like to call
then
for the
that
vote.
takes up all the money. So
Excuse
I
me.
would like to
Can
call.
Can I just interject here a minute? Let's be clear on this. I have a document here that says that that you are asking for 15 mil, 10 and 5, okay? And then I have another one that says Rosado's asking for 4.8, and I have another one that you're asking for 500,000 on one side, and is that because? And I'm saying it because of the math that we're doing here. That's passed already.
that was.
She
the
already
last
got
commission. I got
So
my
that's
5.
not on this commission meeting.
So the discrepancy between the requests, which is 19.8 combined, and what we have on hand, which is 19.2
19.8 or
is
19.2,
600.
which is it? 19.8 and 19.2, we keep going back with the.
We're not that far apart. Could we?
The point here is, if we pass RE8, they figured out RE13. In this moment, this snapshot, there's nothing left. So I'm not going to vote for this because I believe that we should come up with something that is a little more equitable for all of the districts.
Yeah, we disagree, but I would just like to call the question, call for the vote.
Commissioner Pardo, could we not agree to both of us a minor reduction that gets us to 19.2? If you did 14.7, I did 4.5.
I just did.
What are the numbers? We've had so many numbers. I want to make sure I get them all.
Commissioner Gabella, how much did you require? 500?
Yeah, so I got to rearrange. Nevertheless, okay, I thought it was 21.3 that was earmarked today, and then that would leave at 827,384. But now you guys are saying it's 19. So let me do the math real quick.
I can go to 14.6, 14.7. I mean, I'll find some way to plug that hole. But remember, we're leaving $5 million there already, right? So our item should be voted on like now. We've been planning this a long time. This has been the practice. I'd like to see our item voted on.
Okay, guys, I'm going to vote on the item, but I need to calculate my, what's earmarked for me. I want to take care of that. So I'm
How
gonna
about
vote. But I want to make sure that I'm going to get my, and I'm not even arguing, which I agree with the chairwoman. I agree the way this is done. This is not, correct. But I'm going to go along, okay? But I want, my stuff. You know what I mean?
So how about we do this? Let's go on to other items while he figures out whatever he's trying to figure out. Let's leave RE8 and RE13 and go to other items, and then we come back so you have time to figure out your numbers. Let's move along. And way.
Is it possible to go ahead and vote on RE8 and then move the other items?
Well, but then he has to sit here and do his math. I'm trying to give him an opportunity to do his math. We'll
Because
come
the
back
other
to
item
it.
involves the math,
Well,
not this item.
But let us, we're not going anywhere. There's no rush.
Yeah.
Let him do what he needs to do instead of trying to figure it out right
with
here.
this math, what you got left is 600,000.
Okay.
Okay, that's what you got left. And I'm at 1.3, almost 1.4 if you round it off, right? So I'm at 1.369, $1,369,934.08. Okay, that's what is allotted to me without any argument. That's what I get.
I
right?
commit to get you.
That's what your district contributed.
So now the 600. If you do the 1,369.
But you're not getting that, Commissioner Gabella.
934 minus. Hang on a minute, people. We're short 769.
No, Commissioner Gabella. No, Commissioner Gabella, you're not short. You're not getting anything. That's what your district contributed. If RE8 passes and RE13 passes, you get zero. There's no more money.
No money.
Do you understand?
Or now,
that?
until the next contribution
But
comes
he
in.
shouldn't have to wait for the next contribution.
But he doesn't have a project lined up for that
But
month.
the staff said you don't have to have a project lined up.
Guys, so I was going to vote on this yes based on but apparently I've been given the wrong information.
David, could you come to the podium, please?
No, it's correct.
District 1 contributed $1.3 million plus.
Correct.
District 1 has been allocated how much money from this public trust fund?
$0.
Zero.
So
And if we pass
so wait a minute. So I got it, but my math was so if we are going by these numbers, then the minimum that I should be allotted would be the 1.3 because that's what my area generated, minimum. Okay, and that's what I expect. You know what I mean? So the math we're short. What did I say? You guys, I said 769. That's what I'm short of. So even though I don't have a project, even though I don't care if I don't have a project, you guys aren't going to touch my money, just like I'm not touching anybody else's money.
Through the chair.
But everybody's touching.
Rosado?
Yes. Commissioner Pardo, the $2 million that you were referring to that would be available right away to Alapata, I mean, are those funds already in the general fund?
But that has nothing to do with this math here. That has nothing to do with this math here.
I know, but those are dollars that haven't been tapped into that are immediately available, it sounds.
Yeah, but you know how hard I had to work for that for a year and a half, and I had to leverage of the Omni CRA. I'm sorry to say that, but I had to hold that up for like a whole year to get that Alapata CRA to pass. Why? Because the whole thing was if we had what was intended before a joint venture where the Alapata line was going to be added to the Omni CRA line, what would have happened? That the day that you have a chairman from D2, he's going to rightly protect D2. And if you had a chairman from D1, I was going to protect D1. So that wouldn't have worked out, and that's why we created.
But you also would give up a lot of money because your life would have been shorter as a CRA.
But not compared to what you guys got, because you guys just floated a bond of $150 million, okay? You did that. And before that, you guys were around for 20-something years, which you were going to be sunsetted, and that's what we did. So you guys got a lot more, let's not even go there, Commissioner, because if we go there, you guys, in my view, when I made the argument, you guys had fulfilled the mission with the Omni CRA was fulfilled, because you cannot argue with a straight face, nobody can argue with a straight face to me, that Biscayne Boulevard is blighted like it was 15 years ago, 20 years ago. That argument could have been made 20 years ago. That argument cannot be made today. Yet, you guys got an extra, what was it, to 2047?
Commissioner, remember, it's been around since 1987.
Yeah.
There are parts of the CRA that look great. That's the work since 1987. There are parts of the CRA, including a third of Overtown, and a lot of other areas that are not there yet.
But
and that's what the money.
Commissioner, I understand that, but I got a lot of areas in my area that are not even close to half of what you guys have. And on top of that, I am dumped on with Cabela's house. I have the health district, which is a revolving door for everything that happens. Okay, and then on top of that, we get dumped. We've had the GSA, which I want to turn that around for a number of years, dumped on again. Okay, so that's the thing. So listen, I'm not the one that raised the $2 million, but that math. Forget about the math. That math cannot be put into this equation.
Okay,
That's a separate issue.
I'd just like to vote on this.
So, Commissioner Pardo, we understand you want to vote on it, but it's not ready to be voted on.
Okay.
I think Commissioner Escalona wants to ask a question. Commissioner Rosado still has questions. And again, with Commissioner Gabella, I don't agree with his position because he's saying, just give me what I put in. And I don't believe that is appropriate. It's certainly not appropriate.
So we'd get $21 million.
Exactly. And that is not where I'm going. And I don't think any one of us is going to agree with that just whatever you put in is what you get out. And that's not the policy. And you spoke about the policy. You said first in, first out. That's not right. But the policy currently is not you get what you put in. That's not the policy.
But either policy, we're okay on our item. That's my point.
Yes, either policy because it gives you the lion's share of the money, and that is not fair to the rest of the districts. So with Commissioner Gabella, I don't understand why you would want to just get 1.3
No.
for what you
What
put
I
in.
want to do is, look, what I say is let's hold this off till I get the right math. You know
That's
what
what I said.
We're going to do that. We're going to do math right now with him.
I mean?
Commissioner Escalona.
Mr. Snow, from this money that we're referring to, District 1, how much money they put in?
So District 1 has put in roughly 1.3 million.
1.3?
1.36
Is that in the last year?
That's been over the life of the fund.
District 2?
District 2 is 21.1 million.
District 3?
12.9 million.
District 4?
Zero.
And District 5?
2.9. This is over the life.
Yes.
Over the life of the.
Yes. Of that money, District 1, how much they have spent?
District 1 has spent $0.
District 2?
1.1 million.
District 3?
12.7 million.
For the record, that was before my time. District 4?
Zero.
And District 5?
5.3 million.
So, this money was generated by the districts, right? They put in this money.
The development within the districts,
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly. What was the standard before? How did you guys, before our time, how did you proceed with this money? Was the money spent by district, or was it first come, first served?
First come, first serve. And the only person serving on this district that even knew about this money was Commissioner Carollo, because he was here in 2009. We weren't. Staff didn't tell us about it. And based on Commissioner Pardo's reasoning, Commissioner Rosado, you should get none because your district put nothing in. But that is not what I'm advocating for because I don't believe that's fair. But based on Commissioner Pardo's argument, you should get nothing. And Commissioner Escalona, I'm not sure how much they said that you District 3 generated, but I think it's more than what you got. And Commissioner Gabella, all you should get is 1.3.
Thank you.
And I don't believe that's fair
Trying
or
to get
equitable. That's not fair. So if you're willing to just take the 1.3, that's on you. But I'm
No,
not.
Listen.
I'm not.
Going
I'm not
forward,
willing
okay,
to take it.
So in the hope of establishing a good working
But
relationship.
Commissioner, we can take between their resolution and our resolution, cover your part that wasn't paid, is my point. That's what I've been trying to say.
No, I know what you're trying to say. You know, but see, the problem is, but even that math, you know, the math that because you're area generated, and now, see, that math is wrong because the problem is, yes, your area generated, but then your area doesn't have, I repeat, Camila's house, doesn't have certain issues that you guys throw over to us that cost money to fix and to put more security and more affordable housing and the rest of it, you know, so, so you see what I'm saying? She is correct when she says, you know what I mean, that, yeah, okay, you generated the money, but you didn't take all the liability. You didn't take all the liability because if I'm the one over here that I got Camila's house and I got this and I got that and that's a liability and that's all you guys, I take that in. I'm not, you know, but that's what it is. Then if you look at it that way, it's not equitable.
But that's not where
unless you tell me that you're now going to move Camila's house and some of the stuff that are liability to me to your neck of the woods, then you can say, hey, you know what? I'm entitled to this money I generated, and here are my liabilities.
Let's be clear. This money is generated by developments that are getting variances and easements in the neighborhood. The public benefit is always conceptually to help those residents that are being basically hurt by the quality of life diminishing in those areas where that development happens. That development is happening in Coconut Grove, in Edgewater, in Brickell, in downtown. Those are the areas. This money is going back to that area, and we are still leaving $5 million for everyone else.
Commissioner, you guys are talking about quality of life. You're not talking about the basics. You know what the basics are?
Being able to sleep is a basic.
Exactly. But what about walking on the street on 7th Avenue corridor at 7 o'clock at night, a family at 8 o'clock in the evening so they don't get mugged and they can do their grocery stores? That requires more money so we can put more police. That's why I'm advocating for the Alapata CRA. You're comparing apples to oranges. What you guys have over here is that, oh, you don't like the noise. And I understand. I don't like noise either. But you know what? I bought my house next to the 17th Avenue thing, and so I got to take the noise because that's where I bought it. I wanted to be on the river, and I'm in a corner. But you know what? I got to take the noise. You know what I mean? Because that's where I bought. That's where I wanted. Same thing here. We're talking two different things, apples and oranges. Basic needs are one thing, and these luxuries that you were talking about.
These are not luxuries, sir. I'm
well,
sorry to say.
Then why do they buy there? I fail to understand why they buy there. It's like when the Ultra thing. You know what I mean? I'm the chairman of the Bayfront Trust, and every year it's the same story. Oh, because the Ultra. Well, did you do your due diligence before you bought the property? Do you go get peace and quiet in downtown? Because if it's me and I want peace and quiet, you know, common sense says that I go to the Redlands or somewhere or move out where not a lot of people. But do I actually go to downtown and then expect it, you know, to? And now, if you're there before and you bought 28 years ago before Ultra came, then you know what? Then I believe you because Ultra wasn't there. But after Ultra's there, and I'm using that argument. I'm sorry that I'm using that argument, okay? Because I don't want to pick on anybody. But it's the fact. You guys are talking about. Yes, it bothers you. It bothers everybody. But you're not talking about the basics. I got a basic problem that I got people on the street that I got to take care of, that they go into the neighborhoods. You know what I mean? And then, you know, they're not safe. And then the neighborhoods are not safe. You see what I'm saying? It's apples and oranges, folks.
Commissioner Rosado would like to say something, but I also would like to talk about the development in District 2. From 2009, Brickell was built. That's contributing, not affordable housing. You can't go and live in Brickell, and the development that occurred in Coconut Grove, that is nowhere near. We don't have District 1 and District 5. We don't have an area like Brickell. That's why it's so much contribution, because you've got development that happened in Brickell going into this money, and the development that went in Coconut Grove for what the folks were talking about today. Hold on, Commissioner Pardo, because Commissioner Rosado wants to speak. But again, our districts couldn't contribute to this fund with development that has occurred, like the development that has occurred in District 2. Brickell is almost a whole city of its own. Commissioner Rosado?
I have a question for the attorney. Mr. Wysong, are we able to make a motion that includes obligating dollars, the next set of dollars? Because we are, as I mentioned, we're on a record year in terms of public benefits dollars coming in. Last year, we collected a little over 11. We've already collected 10 in the first 3 months of this year. Money's going to continue to come in. I would very much like to support my D1 colleague by making a commitment of the next $2 million automatically going to him. And then I think we should absolutely set a policy but I think we have projects at hand. I'm heading to the school board in a week and a half on the project that was discussed today. I wouldn't like to see a deferral. I think we can come to an agreement and then set a policy after today.
Commissioner Rosado, based on what's going on, you should get zero because your district put no money in. Now, if administration is going to find the $4 million that you found for him for District 5, I'm for it. But according to this, in all of the arguments that were made, District 4 put $0 in, so District 4 should not get any, according to the arguments that have been made. Now, if you want to find me the $4 million that you found him, I'm voting for everything. But if you can't do that, I'm stuck with this money should be distributed equitably amongst all of the districts.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
If I may, the administration did not find any money. Additional money was deposited into that account on Tuesday. So I just want to be clear.
Was that additional money that was generated from District 4?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Based on your arguments, District 4 gets none. Based on your arguments. So unless you want to find an equitable way for this money to be distributed, you shouldn't get any of the money because you didn't put any, you didn't contribute to the fund. District 4, not you specific.
Madam Chair, do you have a recommended formula? I just like to see us come to an agreement today.
Absolutely, I have a recommended formula. We could use the poverty guidelines that is used to distribute the community block grant dollars, which distributes the money based on the poverty ratio. Absolutely, I do.
Obviously, I don't agree at all with that. Well, wait, let me finish. I've let you finish, please.
Listen, I'm the chair, but I'm not,
Okay.
I'm just responding to you. You said you don't agree. I understand.
So expensive is because they are underwater. Well, guess what? Climate resiliency. Are so expensive is because they are underwater. Well, guess what? Climate resiliency. Our infrastructure is horrible. Our flooding is horrible. I mean, we can't just look at it as, oh, these are luxurious condos. Those luxurious condos are paying for all of us to be able to get things done in our district. Those impact fees are divided throughout all of our areas. It makes sense for this fund to go to the place that creates the disruption.
I disagree again. And again, I have a seawall in District 5 that is crumbling into the bay. Again, we all have needs. We all have needs, but D1 and D5, our needs are about shoring up housing. Our needs is about flooding. In Little San Juan, I can't even fix a park because the flooding is so bad that until the flooding is addressed in a neighborhood, I cannot address the baseball field in Roberto Clemente Park. We all have needs, and all I am saying is that this money should be allocated equitably throughout the districts so that we can all address the needs that we have from this fund. And you have the lion's share of the contributions because D2 has built up like from stuff with Brickell. And the other, you barely have any affordable housing, which you need. I'm not saying that District 2 doesn't need it, but the contributions were made not from affordable housing projects, from Brickell, from other luxury projects that you're talking about. And I'm not going to say anything else because I think everybody else understands where I am with this. I am merely saying that the money should be allocated equitably and we should not look at who is the major contributor because, again, if we do D4, you get none because you did not contribute. Commissioner Pardo?
I just wanted to say, while you have seawalls and similar issues, remember that District 2 goes from 60th and Biscayne, the entire coastline, to Miami Beach Islands, Virginia Key, and goes all the way to the Gables Waterway. So the stress and the pressure for infrastructure in this district is unlike any other place. And the stress and the pressure of development, when you pull up, you know, the New England Journal and anything, any periodical, you're going to read about people moving to Miami, moving to the Grove, moving to Brickell, moving to downtown. That is tremendous disruption in quality of life.
Why did they move here then is my question.
Enough
If they
said.
know that, why do they continue moving to where the disruption is and then they complain about it? That's what doesn't jive with me. You guys keep
They're not
saying
complaining about it.
My
It's the
friend,
reality.
Before you buy a property, you do your due diligence on what it's owned, what it is, whatever. And that's what
Okay.
astonishes me you know what
Anyway,
I mean?
I'm done.
Commissioner
And hold on one second. You talk about stress. I had a constituent whose car was damaged because he hit a pothole. We're talking.
Yeah,
What
I do
I'm
too.
serving in my district, we're talking about potholes. We're talking about we don't have sidewalks. We just, because of Constituent Tuesday, with a constituent coming to me and saying, ma'am, I don't have the money to fix my car because I hit this pothole. Public Works did an amazing job of repaving the street, adding sidewalks, trees, 52 trees, curb cuts for ADA compliance. It has changed the face of this neighborhood, but that's because the street was so poor. It was in such poor condition. Again, and I bring that up because every district, every one of us can tell a tale like I just did. There is complete need. Anybody else want to say anything?
What I think, can I talk for a minute?
I think we all.
I'm going to go Commissioner Gabella, then I'm going to go back to Commissioner Rosado, then I'm going to go to Commissioner Escalona.
And one last thing,
and then I'm going to go to Commissioner Pardo.
Okay, so what I think, what should happen today is, because we have the leverage now, okay, that this should be, I'm not knocking it and saying we're going to take it away or Rosado. What I'm saying is, before we move on this, number one, let's fix the system. Let's put it in the books, what it is. No, none of this nonsense of first come, first serve, you know what I mean? Because that lends itself to what has happened. And we do that, and then we talk about, about this. I'm drawing the conclusion that there are too many ifs here, too many questions to do this today. So I say you maintain your 4.9, you maintain your 15. Let's revisit. Let's get it on the books. Let's fix the ordinance or whatever it is you guys call it. And then we come back with what, because now we got leverage, because you guys will say, no, let's do it now, and then later on we'll fix it. But later on, the words will be in the wind, you know what I mean? And I like to, do things in an equitable manner that you give and I give and we all give.
Are you
but
asking
not,
for a deferral? I don't understand what you're saying. Are you asking to defer these
I'm
items?
asking to defer, yeah.
Okay, Commissioner Rosado?
Yes, I wanted to hear from our city attorney. I don't think we gave him the chance to speak on this.
Yeah, so you asked whether the future funds could be allocated. We would say you can't allocate future funds. What you essentially could do is adopt a resolution saying something to the effect of the next monies that will come in will go to District 1. Or maybe...
or
But
District
it's not
5.
only District 1. Listen, it's not only District 1. It's that change it so we don't get into this again. So nobody has a, you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do.
Right, and we would need to do an ordinance change to fix how you guys determine to allocate those monies.
Commissioner Escalona?
Yes, I think we need to move forward and we're not moving. Let me ask you a question, Commissioner Pardo. Are you willing to go down to $13 million? 13.
Obviously, I don't want to, but what's the justification behind that?
You get 13, he gets 3, 1.5, 1.5, I get nothing. I'm okay with that. But I want to move forward. We can keep fighting here, guys. 13, 3, 1.5, 1.5. That's 19.
I appreciate the spirit of compromise, but I need to make a contribution to the school board that exceeds that. So I get stuck.
Yeah, but you put in,
with,
you didn't put in money.
I understood. I understand. That's the nature of the way that the city has been rezoned. I understand that. I don't have as much T6 as others do. But if you look at the poverty rate, those of us, the four of us sitting in this side, we all have a little bit above 21% poverty rate. District 2 is, it's more affluent, right? So to the chairwoman's point, we would all get essentially the same amount of money regardless of contribution. So I'm looking for something that closes us in a little bit more than that.
I like Commissioner Gabella's idea of taking a pause, let it mature, a deferral.
No,
I will support a deferral because this is something that is more important than just getting it done right now. Nothing is going to happen to your project. It can go to the school board, they can support it, and they can get the money because they're not going to put the shovel in the ground tomorrow. Let's be clear about that. So taking a pause until our next commission meeting is a prudent idea so that we can all hash this out. Because we don't solve the problem. And again, 1.5 for him and 1.5 for me, nothing for you, doesn't solve the issue moving forward. And we need to address that. And yes, I know, Commissioner Pardo, you don't agree with that. Commissioner Pardo?
Madam Chair, I just think it's very convenient because at the last meeting, you came in with your request. That request was first come, first serve. You got funded more than what you contribute, correct? Now, I'm here on a studied plan that has taken months where we have looked at these projects. I qualify either way. We're putting way more money than we're taking, right? And it's first come, first serve. So I don't see any reason that my resolution shouldn't be voted on and it shouldn't be passed.
Again, I disagree. And, I'm following.
Can we vote?
Let me just say this. The thing is, you guys keep talking about, the project's ready to go. You know how long I've been ready to go on the Alapata CRA? I've been at this for 2 years now, folks, and even the county has given me a hard time, okay, where we now might be in a legal battle, So I think, unless you've got an emergency, that, I don't see because you guys keep talking, I got to do this, I got to do that. I've been at this, for the Alapata CRA for 2 years, folks. So, when you guys tell me that you got an emergency that it's got to be done tomorrow, please, unless you can take care of my problem and help me, I'm inclined to look. I think that this needs to be fixed. This needs to be fixed. Let's fix it, and then let's negotiate on what you're going to get, what he's going to get over there, and what everybody is going to get.
You shouldn't pull the rug from under me. I mean, I did all the rules. I did everything the right way.
But no one's trying to pull the rug.
But that's inevitably, that is what is, but that's exactly.
Commissioner Pardo, no, it's not. Maybe you won't get the entirety of 15 million and we get some, but no one is saying that you won't get any.
Fine.
And we're only saying, let's take a beat and look at this. Let's take a beat. Now, if you want to vote, I'm going to vote no. I don't know what the rest of them are.
I'm willing to look at the 13 that Commissioner Escalona suggested. I'm willing to go in that direction.
Let's call the question. 13 million.
Okay.
Can we call the question?
Let's do it.
So that would be.
Wait.
So
Say the numbers again.
My suggestion, because this is what was done in the past, etc., first come, first serve, whatever the case may be. Damian Pardo gets 13 million. He gets 3, 1.5, 1.5. If you guys don't want to move forward with that, we can get rid of REA, $13 million. We can defer the rest, and we can revisit.
But here's the thing: if he's right, and you believe that he didn't put anything into the fund, why is he getting 3 million and I'm getting 1.5? You see, we can argue this all day long. I'm telling you, the system's flawed. I want to change the system before we move forward. I say we negotiate this with more, time. Is where I'm at.
I'd like to vote on RE8.
do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second.
This motion is as is.
Is it as is or is it at 13?
As is.
As
Oh, no,
is.
unless,
I would like.
okay, 13. I will lower mine to 13.
You will lower yours to 13. I don't think I can go as, I appreciate that. I appreciate the spirit of arriving at a consensus because I don't want to see this deferred. I have a very tangible project ready to move forward. Could I do 4? 13 and 4, 17, and the difference you all can sort out at the next meeting. I don't have an opinion on that.
We can defer the whole.
Yeah.
I'm okay with deferring it.
So, Commissioner Pardo, by the looks of it, we have 3 not in favor of your item. Do you want a deferral?
Yeah, I have no choice.
Okay. Motion to defer to the next commission meeting.
Second.
Sorry, who's the mover?
Commissioner Pardo.
No, I'm not moving it. I'm actually.
Okay.
I mean, I have no choice, but I'm not going to vote in favor of it.
Okay. I have a motion to defer. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No. 1 no.
So I believe it's 3-2 with Commissioner Rosado and Commissioner Pardo voting no to defer RE8, right now, and the vote was on RE8
Yes.
to April 23rd.
Yes.
With the directive to the city manager and the administration to get this thing fixed.
Yes.
To come up with legislation that more equitably,
Yeah, with the directive, so city manager, you can fix this, but when we get to it.
a more equitable distribution of the funds.
Yeah, and keep in mind, I mean, yeah.
Okay. And that leaves RE 13.
But wait, I'm sorry. With more equitable distribution, how do you define equitable?
The staff will come up
We'll
with
define it,
Yes,
okay.
the staff will come up with it. Okay. And that leaves RE 13. And I'm going to vote no on RE 13 because, again, District 4 didn't contribute to the fund. So you voted no to defer it, and we're trying to come up with an equitable way for us to all have the lion's share. But your district didn't contribute anything to it. So I'm going to vote no on RE 13 unless you want to defer it.
Madam Chair, respectfully, if your argument, which I think makes perfect sense, is to distribute the money according to CDBG eligibility, which is the same essentially as poverty rates, I wouldn't get nothing. I would get actually several $1 million because I have the same CDBG eligibility rate as the three folks sitting to my immediate left.
Yes, but Commissioner Pardo is not happy about his project being deferred. So you think I'm going to be unfair, using his words, rip the rug right out of him, and then we're just going to give you the money? No, sir. No. We are a team. We're a team. It's all together, one band, one sound, or in my case, I can't support that because I know Commissioner Pardo needs what he is asking for. And again, you're the only one that hasn't contributed, and I'm fighting for you.
I appreciate it.
Okay,
I will accept.
Can I just
Go for it.
weigh in just for one minute here? She's right. We can't not do it for him. And then
I
do it
accept
for
the
you.
deferral. I accept the deferral.
But wait a minute. Let me just say one more thing. What I suggest moving forward, okay, to the administration, to the city manager, and all of us, let's have a little workshop, okay, with all of us together, okay, on where the monies are, okay, what the monies are that are available to the districts, and all of us at the same table. We have to call a sunshine meeting, whatever it might be, so we can get educated on what is what here in the city of Miami. You know, barring being here for 40 years or something that Carollo was, he had the experience, and God bless him for having that experience, and he got money for the districts. But some of us don't have that experience, so I think this has to be done also. Okay, because I ask all the time, what do I got? I'm always on top of that, you know what I mean? And how the plumbing, the mechanism works, on the different parts. So I suggest we set up a meeting. Okay, when can we set up that meeting? Let's not just talk about it. Let's do it. Let's see where all the money is and all the pot, and make it available. That all of us have the same knowledge of where we. So this sort of thing doesn't happen.
If we did it early next week, we could make it onto the agenda for the next commission meeting.
I'm going to be out of town early next week. Can we make it?
I'm out of town.
We can't schedule we can't do that on the dais because you have to schedule 5. You have to
Let's do it.
5
Okay, let's do it
schedules.
sometime in May. Is everybody going to be here in May? I'm going to be here in May.
I'll be here. But okay, let's RE 13. Do I have a motion to defer?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Mr. City Attorney, would you please read the title of the second reading items into the record?
Yes, Madam Chair.
And my apologies, Mr. Chair. And Chair, just for the record, that's the April 23rd, RE 13, just for the clarification.
No, people, I'm not going along with anything until that is cleared up. I want to know where everything at. I have to call, and I want that meeting. I want that meeting, and I think all of you is going to be to your benefit, so we don't become crybabies up here. Okay, let's have that meeting where all the money is, what belongs to what, and how it's allocated, how it's allotted. When can we have that meeting? Let's engrave it in stone.
Well, if we haven't had the meeting by the next commission meeting, we'll just defer the item again.
Yeah.
But that gives staff incentive to move along.
But what's the problem that we can't set a date? What's the problem that we can't set a date? Is there a
Because
problem that we can't
everybody's
set a date?
calendar is different.
Okay,
I don't know
let's
what
do it
my
in May.
calendar-
But let's do it at some point so it happens. We're talking about it, and then it looks to me like we're just going to talk about it, and then we're not going to do anything about it, and then we'll have this conversation again.
If it's, perhaps we can get it done in April. If we can, we'll do it. If we can't, we'll defer the items again
And if folks are traveling, we can do a Teams meeting.
or something.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so I'm going back. I want to reconsider on the amendment to his thing. I want it amended that unless that takes place, I'm a no vote on everything. I'm going to.
Oh, that's,
That has to
we're
take
saying
place.
that, we're saying the same thing. We're saying
That
the same
has to
thing.
take place where we get an education here on where everything is.
We're saying the same thing.
I think that's
If it
important.
doesn't happen, we'll,
So if that doesn't happen, help me out.
we'll amend it. We'll defer it again if it doesn't happen. We're saying the same thing. George?
Ready? SR2, second reading ordinance, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending Chapter 18, Article 3 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended City Code titled Finance City of Miami Procurement Ordinance by amending Section 18-119 titled Unsolicited Proposals to clarify the process for evaluating unsolicited proposals received by the city and providing for unsolicited proposals to be presented to the City Commission containing a severability clause and providing for an immediate effective date. SR3, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission repealing in its entirety ordinance number 14382 adopted on July 10, 2025 as amended by ordinance number 14422 adopted on December 11, 2025 prior to its scheduled effective date of July 15, 2026. Said ordinance having abolished the Bayfront Park Management Trust and amended various sections of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida as amended City Code, including Chapter 38, Article 3 of the City Code titled Parks and Recreation, Bayfront Park Management Trust, Chapter 2, Article 11, Division 2 titled Administration Boards, Committees, Commissions, Standards for Creation and Review of Boards Generally, Chapter 18, Article 3, Section 18-72 titled Finance City of Miami Procurement Ordinance, Application and Exclusions, and Chapter 54, Article 1, Section 54-9, titled Streets and Sidewalks, in general, placing signs, advertisement, or displays on any portion of the public right-of-way, street, or sidewalk surface containing a severability clause and providing for an immediate effective date. SR4. SR4 is being substituted to add additional language. I'll read the substituted title. An ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending Chapter 2, Article 4 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida as amended, City Code titled Administration Departments, more specifically by amending Division 2 titled Planning, Building and Zoning Department, Division 3 titled Department of Fire Rescue, and Division 4 titled Resilience and Public Works Department. Chapter 3 of the City Code, more specifically amending Article 2 titled Alarm Systems, Burglary and Robbery Alarms, and Article 3 titled Fire Alarms. Chapter 10, Article 1, Division 1 of the City Code titled Buildings in General, more specifically by amending Article 4 titled Registration of Vacant, Blighted, Unsecured, or Abandoned Structures, and of Defaulted Mortgaged Properties, and Article 5 titled Code Relief Program, Chapter 11 of the City Code titled Cable Television, Chapter 12 of the City Code titled Amusement Games or Machines, Chapter 17 of the City Code titled Environmental Preservation, more specifically by amending Article 1 titled Tree Protection in General, and Article 2 titled Environmental Preservation Districts, Chapter 18 of the City Code titled Finance, more specifically by amending Article 1 titled In General, and Article 3 titled City of Miami Procurement Ordinance, and Article 8 titled Stormwater Utility Fees, and Article 11 titled Leases of City-Owned Submerged Lands, Chapter 19 of the City Code titled Fire Protection, Chapter 20 of the City Code titled Flood Damage Prevention, Chapter 22, Article 1 of the City Code titled Garbage and Other Solid Waste in General, Chapter 22.5 of the City Code, Green Initiatives, more specifically amending Article 6 titled Soil Erosion, Waterway Sedimentation, and Airborne Dust Generation Control, Chapter 23, Article 1 of the City Code titled Historic Preservation, Chapter 32, Article 1 titled Merchandising, Bankruptcy, and Closing Out Sales, Chapter 35 of the City Code titled Motor Vehicles and Traffic, more specifically by amending Article 4 titled Parking Rates, and Article 9 titled Valet Parking. Chapter 38 of the City Code titled Parks and Recreation, more specifically Article 1 titled In General, and Article 4 titled Daycare Program. Chapter 39, Article 2 of the City Code titled Peddlers and Itinerant Vendors, Sidewalk and Street Vendors. Chapter 42 of the City Code titled Police, more specifically Article 1 titled In General. Chapter 53 of the City Code titled Stadiums and Convention Centers, more specifically by amending Article 1 titled In General, Article 2, Division 2 titled City Stadiums, Marine Stadium, and Article 4 titled Convention Center of the City of Miami, University of Miami, James L. Knight. Chapter 54 of the City Code titled Streets and Sidewalks, more specifically by amending Article 1 titled In General, Article 2 titled Construction, Excavation, and Repair, Article 6 titled Sidewalk and Street Cafes, Article 7 titled news racks on public rights-of-way, and Article 9, titled Coconut Grove Special Events District. Chapter 55 of the City Code, titled Subdivision Regulations. Chapter 57, Article 3 of the City Code, titled Vehicles for Hire, Pedicabs for Hire. And Chapter 62 of the City Code, titled Planning and Zoning. More specifically, by amending Article 1, titled In General, Article 3, titled Planning, Zoning, and Appeals Board, Article 7, titled Historic and Environmental Preservation Board, Article 12, titled Parks and Open Space Trust Fund, and Article 13, Division 8, titled Planning and Zoning Approval for Temporary Uses and Occupancies, Permit Required Temporary Banners, and Article 13, Division 9, titled Planning and Zoning Approval for Temporary Uses and Occupancies, Permit Required Farmers Market, to remove the requirement for fees to be adopted by ordinance and provide for fees to be set by the City Commission through resolution containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. And just for the note, what was added to that, the file is being substituted to include sections 20-16, 35-192, 35-193, 38-147, 38-148, and 5514 of the City Code. This amendment will require the SR4 to be reverted to a first reading, and it will be back on the April 23rd City Commission agenda.
And that will be shown as amended on first reading.
Thank you. SR5, second reading ordinance, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending Chapter 18, Article 3 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended City Code titled Finance, City of Miami Procurement Ordinance by amending sections 1873 and 18111 titled Definitions and Contracts of Other Governmental Entities, respectively, to define cooperative purchasing organization and authorize the city manager to utilize competitively awarded contracts of other governmental entities and cooperative purchasing organizations subject to specified conditions, reporting and commission notice for certain purchases containing a severability clause and providing for an immediate effective date. That concludes the second reading items.
Gentlemen, are there any of the second reading items that you would like to pull for discussion?
No.
Seeing none, may I have a motion for SR 2, 3, 4, which is first reading, and SR 5?
And that first reading is as amended.
As amended.
So move.
I have a motion,
Second.
D1, a second from D3, but then he said it first. All in favor?
Aye.
Carries. Mr. City Attorney, could you read the first reading items, titles for the record?
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you. FR1, first reading ordinance, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending Chapter 2, Article 11 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended City Code titled Administration, Board, Committees, Commissions, to combine the Audit Advisory Committee and the Finance Committee into the Finance and Audit Advisory Committee. More specifically, by repealing in its entirety Division 4, Sections 2-946 to 2-951, titled Audit Advisory Committee, further amending Division 6, Sections 2-1011 and 2-1018, creating the Finance and Audit Advisory Committee containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. FR2, first reading ordinance, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending Chapter 54 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended, City Code titled Streets and Sidewalks, by creating Section 54-19 of the City Code titled Transit Shelters Use and Conduct, providing definitions and prohibited conduct at transit shelters, providing for enforcement pursuant to Chapter 2, Article 10 of the City Code, containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. FR3, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission renaming the City of Miami Park located at 971 Northwest 2nd Street, Miami, Florida, and identified by folio number 014138 003 0690 from Ruben Dario Park to Henderson Park, amending Chapter 38, Article 1 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended City Code titled Parks and Recreation General by amending Section 38-38 of the City Code, currently titled Naming of Ruben Dario Park, to rename the property designated therein as Henderson Park. Further directing the city manager to take all actions necessary to effectuate the renaming of the park, including the replacement of applicable signage within 30 calendar days, containing a severability clause and providing for an immediate effective date. FR4, first reading ordinance, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission renaming the City of Miami-owned park located at 342 Southwest 7th Avenue, Miami, Florida, and identified by folio number 010202 030 1010 from General Jose Francisco Morazon Quesada Park to Riverside Park, amending Chapter 38, Article 1 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended City Code titled Parks and Recreation General by amending Section 38-28 of the City Code, currently titled Naming of General Jose Francisco Morazon Quesada Park, to rename the property designated therein as Riverside Park, further directing the city manager to take any and all actions necessary to effectuate the renaming of the park, including the replacement of applicable signage within 30 calendar days containing a severability clause and providing for an immediate effective date. FR 5, first reading ordinance, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending Chapter 2, Article 11, Division 11 and 12 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended City Code titled Administration, Boards, Committees, Commissions Reserved, more specifically by amending Division 11, Section 2-1145 through Division 2-1174 of the City Code to establish the Accessibility Advisory Board, stating the board's purpose, powers, duties, composition, appointment, qualifications, and requirements for membership, providing for officers, rules of procedure, meetings, quorum, legal and staff support, assignment of personnel, waivers, other necessary provisions, and public notice containing a severability clause and providing for an immediate effective date. FR 6, first reading ordinance, an ordinance of Miami City Commission pursuant to resolution number R24-0225, adopted June 18, 2024, amending Chapter 40, Article 4, Division 2 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, is amended titled Personnel, Pension, and Retirement Plan, City of Miami Firefighters and Police Officers Retirement Trust, more particularly amending Section 40-203 to grant International Association of Firefighter members vested on September 26, 2015, the benefits in effect on September 30, 2010, and permitting firefighter members eligible for retirement to elect up to 7 years in the forward deferred retirement option program based on the International Association of Firefighters Local 587 collective bargaining agreement for October 1, 2023 through September 30, 2026, containing a severability clause and providing for an immediate effective date. That FR 7, first reading ordinance, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending Chapter 10, Article 6, amending Chapter 10, Article 6 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended, City Code titled Buildings, Unsafe Structures, to provide a waiver for qualifying senior citizens and low-income residents to the cost of recovery in unsafe structure violation cases containing a severability clause and providing for an immediate effective date. That concludes the first reading ordinances.
Gentlemen, are there any of the first reading items that you would like to pull for discussion?
I don't want to pull it for discussion, but and I want to applaud Commissioner Gabela for the idea of combining the audit and finance committees. The one thing about the item that makes me a little bit uncomfortable is that it has a quorum requirement that is below our other quorums. Like, it's not majority, and I'm just generally not supportive of that.
So what do you suggest?
Just that it be majority of the number of board members. Otherwise, the item looks very good. I'd like to offer that as a friendly amendment.
Yeah, I'll accept it.
Accepted?
Yeah.
Okay. Gentlemen, any item would you like to? Okay. May I have a motion for FR1 as amended, the friendly amendment to change quorum to majority, FR2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Mr. City Clerk?
Thank you, Chair. BC1, Education Advisory Board. Commissioner Escalona will be appointing Paul Decaroles in Miami-Dade County Public Schools, seeking confirmation of Tony Ulibarri as a non-voting member.
May I have a motion?
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
BC3, Interfaith Advisory Council. Commissioner Gabela will be appointing Pastor Obed Awagiri as a voting member and Pastor Wescar Contreras as a non-voting alternate member.
Motion?
Move.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes. And we have a pocket item.
Yes, PI1. And that's just the Code Enforcement Board appointment.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. City Attorney, would you read the PZ item title for the record?
Yes, Madam Chair. PZ1, first reading ordinance, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending ordinance number 13114, the zoning ordinance of the City of Miami, Florida, is amended by amending Article 3, titled General to Zones, to modify the Affordable and Attainable Mixed Income Transfer of Development Density Program, making findings containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date. That concludes the PZ items.
Gentlemen, anybody want to pull this for discussion?
Yes, yeah.
Commissioner Pardo?
I just wanted to have a friendly amendment that excludes the NCDs.
I completely agree.
Perfect.
I completely agree. May I have a motion?
And Chair, my apologies. I believe there'll be a further amendment pursuant to a substitution memo dated April 7, 2026.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
As amended?
As amended. Gentlemen, we have two meetings. We have the Southeast Overtown Park West CRA meeting, and we have the Virginia Key Beach Trust meeting. Would you like to break for those meetings and then lunch and come back to cover the discussion items? Because I don't think we'll get through the discussion items in like an hour, and that will take us into...
Yeah, I say we break.
Okay. Yes,
Yes.
everybody? Okay. So at this time, the City of Miami Commission will be in recess for 2 hours. We are going to start the Southeast Overtown Park West CRA meeting, and then we'll move into the Virginia Key Beach Trust meeting, and then we'll break for lunch. And it will be 2 hours from that last break. We should finish these two meetings before 1 o'clock, so 3 o'clock, the latest.
So one break?
We'll resume when the clerk
Oh, okay.
flips. Good afternoon, everyone. At this time, we are going to start the Southeast Overtown Park West CRA meeting. Mr. Executive Director, are you ready to begin?
Yes, Madam Chair. Mr. Brown will read into the record our items for the day. Also, he'll make you aware of the withdrawals and deferral.
Mr. Brown?
Yes, ma'am. Item 1 is a resolution ratifying and authorizing Executive Director to accept donations in the amount of $61,000 from various community partners for the annual Historic Overtown Holiday Toy Giveaway. Item number 2, by 4/5 vote, a resolution with attachments ratifying, approving, confirming Executive Director's recommendation and finding in Exhibit A that competitive negotiating methods and procedures are not practicable or advantageous, waiving the requirements of competitive sealed bidding, awarding a grant in the amount not to exceed $627,550.85 to the National Church of God, a Florida not-for-profit, to underwrite the costs associated with urgent repairs and rehabilitations needed at 1817 Northwest 2nd Court, Miami, Florida 33136 by 4/5 vote. A resolution with attachments ratifying, approving, and confirming the Executive Director's recommendation and finding Exhibit A that competitive negotiation methods and procedures are not practicable or advantageous, waiving the requirements for competitive sealed bidding, awarding a grant in the amount not to exceed $310,000 to Smoothie Girls 4 FL LLC, a Florida limited liability corporation, underwrite costs associated with the design and construction build-out phase of a tropical smoothie cafe located at 249 Northwest 6th Street, Suite 102, Miami, Florida 33136. Item number 4 will be withdrawn, which is a resolution by 4/5 vote ratifying and approving the Executive Director's recommendation and finding that competitive negotiation methods and procedures are not practicable or advantageous, waiving competitive requirements and sealed biddings, awarding a grant not to exceed $975,000 to St. John's Institutional Missionary Baptist Church. Item number 5, will be withdrawn, which is a resolution by 4/5 vote approving, confirming Executive Director's recommendation and findings that competitive negotiation methods and procedures are not practical or advantageous, waiving the requirements of competitive sealed bidding, awarding a grant in an amount not to exceed $3.5 million to 6th Street Miami Partners, LLC. Item number 6, which is a resolution with attachments to retroactively approve and adopt the Southeast Overtown Park West audit for fiscal year 24-25, which is attached as Exhibit A and B.
Thank you. At this time, we'll open the floor for public comment. Is there anyone here that would like to speak on any of the items before us today? Come on. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I am a member of the St. John Missionary Institutional Baptist Church. If we could have a few minutes, I had some...
Actually, that item has been deferred.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Seeing none, public comment period is now closed. Gentlemen, are there any items on this agenda that you would like to pull for discussion?
No.
No. Seeing none, may I have a motion for RE1, RE2, RE3, and RE6?
So move.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And I also need a motion for the withdrawal for items number 4 and 5.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
I know. I know. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those items pass. May I have a motion for the withdrawal of RE5?
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. The other one is deferred. May I have a motion to defer RE4?
So moved. I'm sorry, Mr. Executive Director?
Madam Chair, item number 4 will be deferred to the May 28th meeting.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And this shall conclude the Southeast Overtown Park West. Oh, wait a minute. We need to approve the minutes of January 22nd, 2026. May I have a motion?
Move.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. And this shall conclude the Southeast Overtown Park West CRA meeting for April 9th, 2026. As soon as the clerk flips the tape, we are going to get into the Virginia Key Beach Trust meeting. Thank you. Time, we will begin the Virginia Key Beach Park Trust meeting for April 9th, 2026. Good afternoon, Madam Executive Director. Is anyone here who would like to speak on behalf of any of the items that are before us? Seeing none, public comment period is now closed. May I have a motion to pass the minutes for the January 8th, 2026 meeting?
Move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And our discussion item is the Executive Director's quarterly update. Gentlemen, did you all receive the report?
Yes.
Okay. There needs to be no action taken on that.
Correct.
Unless you guys have any questions about the report. Seeing none, the Virginia Key Beach Park Trust meeting is now concluded for April 9th, 2026. Thank you all. We will resume our commission meeting at 2:30.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.